I'm Frankie McDonald, and you're watching SimpCast, starring Chrissie Mayr.
Hey everybody, I'm going to address the issue. I did not start the fires at all. People start rumors about Frank don't start fires. It wasn't true at all. I didn't start fires at all. I don't start fires at all. The Frank don't.
Sally ride, heavy metal suicide.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
Oh, she's in pounce mode.
Give you the middle finger if she could. Watch this, watch this. She's literally in the pre-pouncing position.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Why does she hate you so? Come on. Six, that's your stepmom.
It's not too bad. Look at that.
You know the good one more.
Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl?
Oh my god, Six is such a cunt. How can you let that stand, Gino?
Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Yeah.
Where's the money, Lebowski? You want that money, Lebowski? Bunny says you're good for it. Where's the fucking money, shithead?
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Stock up on emergency clams, just 79 cents a can. And on your way out, try your luck at our new arcade machine.
There's way too many moving parts right now, too many greedy fuckers, and it's collapsing the entire industry. What the hell was that?
That was my shelf. That was my Blu-ray shelf. That just fell.
Oh my god, it's collapsing the entire industry. Oh no! Oh my god, Owen!
I will be back.
This is a comedian who's famous in her own right, born in Rockville Center, Long Island, a fellow Islander. I remember taking the train home from Howard Stern and NYU, and you always knew you were getting close to Massapequa when you hear Rockville Center. Rockville Center is the next stop, and then you go down the line, but at least you know you're out of the city. She hosts a show called The Wet Spot on Compound Media. She recently just got married, and I want to congratulate her right here in person, if you will, or through this stream. And I wish her well, ladies and gentlemen, the queen of the Dabbleverse, the first lady in dabbling, the real architect of Dabblers Anonymous, without even trying. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chrissie Mayr to the show.
Oh my God, John, what an introduction. Oh my goodness. Stuttering John, what an introduction. Wow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Stuttering John and I will be friends or not. It remains to be seen. It is Sunday, July 23rd. Welcome to SimpCast. I am your host, Chrissie Mayr, fresh from the Barbie movie. Oh my goodness, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to bring in a lovely panel of women. Maybe they've seen Barbie, maybe they haven't. Either way, it's all good. We're going to talk about certain goings on in our lives, in the lives of the internet. Before I bring them in, I have a couple of shows to promote. I will be back in Texas very soon. My goodness, I think in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'll be back in Texas. I'll be headlining in Austin Wednesday, August 9th at Roscoe's Comedy Club. Get your tickets now to see me headline. Lila Hart will be featuring, and we'll both be at Anime Matsuri August 10th through the 13th at the George Brown Convention Center. I believe Melanie Mack will be making an appearance. We'll be having a SimpCast panel and booth panel time to be determined. But we will be there at the convention. I think Brittany Venti is going to be at Anime Matsuri. Definitely Lila Hart will be there. I'm not sure who else, what other lovely ladies will be simping with us. Plus, I'll be headlining in Houston Friday, August 11th at the Secret Group, and Lila Hart is featuring there as well. We'll be at InfoWars. We'll be at Drinkin' Bros. We'll be all over, in between, up and around Austin and Houston. Then I'm headlining back in Long Island at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, October 27th and 28th. Then I'm back in Tampa, Florida, December 3rd at Side Splitters. And then I'll be at the Mic Drop Comedy Club, I think in March. So tickets for all of those shows will be on my website, chrissiemayr.com. And as always, if you have a venue that you want me to perform at, tag me on Twitter. And if you want to recommend me to another venue on Twitter, tag them, tag me, tweet it up, boys and girls. But we're filling out the calendar. We're filling out the rest of 2023. We're filling up 2024. Los Angeles. September 7th and 8th?
Friday and Saturday.
Ooh, it's a Friday and Saturday. I'll be in LA in September.
Tickets will be up soon.
Tickets will be up soon. This is news to me, but I'll be back in LA. Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous. Nothing wrong with it at all, LA. Beginning of September. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll see if I can hit up my buddy Adam Carolla. We'll see. Without further ado, let's bring in a panel worth your simping. It's Amanda, Wicked Virtue, Monica Paige, Lauren, some bitch I know, and more when I get here.
I should have worn pink.
That's what I said.
Damn. Right.
I got a pink margarita.
Where is your
pink?
Ooh. There we go. It's really good.
Well, no one told me, but I haven't seen Barbie. I did see Oppenheimer, but I'm excited to hear about Barbie.
How was Oppenheimer?
It was good. The sequence leading up to the actual bomb detonation was incredible. I don't watch a lot of movies, so I'm certainly not a film critic, but to me that was incredibly captivating. But it's pretty tedious plot, to be honest, towards the end. So it was very good though. 10 out of 10.
What?
Probably not actually a 10 out of 10. I don't know. It's okay.
Why we bombed the Japanese in World War II?
What's that? Sorry.
It's basically everything led up to us. Bombing Hiroshima? Is that?
Oh yeah, that was 100% Oppenheimer. There's actually, I pulled a newspaper clip from August 6, 1945, which was the day that we dropped the bomb on. Is it Hiroshima? I've always said Hiroshima like a person from Alabama.
Either way, isn't it disintegrated by now? Doesn't it not matter what you, or did they start anew?
No, they go back up on top of it. But no, I pulled it and it said like due to the genius of Oppenheimer, basically to that. It was really interesting to go back and read. So, anyways, but how was Barbie?
Oh my god,
I'm excited to see it.
I went to Barbie fully expecting to hate it. All my friends and people whose opinions I fully trust all hated it. I hadn't seen the only person who I saw whose opinions I saw on Twitter that liked it was God. Maybe it was Laura Loomer who said she liked it, and I was like, wow, that's the only person in my world who. But I went in fully expecting to hate it, fully expecting it to be feminist crap.
My audio's weird, right?
Do I sound weird?
I think
you sound
a little low. Or is she low
you sound like muffled to me, but
yeah, a little
that
muffled and low.
Okay, what about now?
That's good.
Beautiful.
Better.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plugged it.
I was like, I don't know if I just had a stroke, but I can't really hear you very well.
I don't know what because I bought these headphones to take with me to the theater because we did a review at the Alamo Draft House immediately following the movie. So that was pretty funny. But I went in expecting to hate it, and me and my friends, we laughed the whole time. We had a really good time. And I think if you are between the ages of like 20 and 45, maybe 25 and 45, you'll enjoy it. I think it could have been way more woke and feminist and agenda pushing than it was. I think it's a good insight into and there are feminist undertones in the movie, but only in the sense that feminism has been part of growing up and coming of age, during the 90s and aughts, basically like the 90s. If you were like growing up playing with Barbies at any point in the 90s, this movie will like resonate and will have nostalgia for you. But it's not like the movie doesn't assume that you will be a feminist. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but it's like it's very much just present. I don't think that the movie is man hating. I don't think that it's like, oh, fuck the patriarchy. If anything, it's like, oh, your expectations of what your adult life is going to be like as a kid is not at all how it's going to pan out as it is when you grow up. Like when you're little, you're like, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a professional gymnast. And then you grow up and you're like, oh no, I'm just answering phones and I fucking hate my life. It's more like that sort of coming to reality moment. So, I don't want to bore you too much with the details, but I would say if you're curious, like go and see it and you'll probably have a good time. If you're going there, and in fact, I was going there looking to have a bad time and looking to hate it, and I still liked it. So
It's always nice though.
If you're a chick between the ages of 25 and 45, you're probably gonna like it. If you're a dude, you're probably not. If you're a dude who didn't play with Barbies, like what is the point of even going to see it? Like I think there's no point. Even if you're seeing it to like do a culture commentary response, there's really no point because it's not going to be for you. Just like Fast and Furious 10 is not going to be for me and is not going to like speak to my interests.
Yeah, I heard it kind of like mocks the woke stuff.
It does.
That's what I heard. Yeah. And that's why I'm interested even more because at first I'm like, I'm not going to see this. This is stupid. I'm going to go see Oppenheimer. And now I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll just give it a shot and I'll just go see it because of that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I seen it and I liked it. I thought I agree with Christy. I think of course there's some feminism in it, but even before everyone did the reviews or was talking crap about it, I'm like, Barbie's a feminist icon. There's gonna be something, and I mean, it's for little girls. But when you go into it and you look at it, like how Barbie Land is, it's like a little girl playing with her. She doesn't walk down the stairs; she just floats off the roof. And like Ken asks to like sleep over, and she's like, "Why?" It's like, "Cause we're boyfriend and girlfriend." It's like a little 5-year-old playing with it, and people are getting mad about like Ken's homeless. They made him homeless.
Yes.
And when you think about it, it's like little girls. I had like one Ken and 10 Barbies. Ken was just like not important. because little girls care about Barbie, and that's what they were going for, and people just kind of took it way too far. So I thought it was funny when they were like throwing up over the Flatfoot. I was cracking up. Ken, I love Ryan Gosling in this. He was great. I was like, hot take, I didn't hate it. And people were like, what? You didn't hate it? And I was like, I did a review, and I critiqued what needed to be critiqued. Like some of the feminist parts could have been removed, but it didn't make it terrible. I gave it a 6 out of 10 because it's a Barbie movie. It's about a doll. Like it's not. I didn't go in there expecting it to be like an Oscar nominated movie.
Exactly. I love that you said that, and I think there's a little bit of a sense of if you hated this movie and you say online or say publicly that it was feminist trash, that makes you somehow smarter or better or like more culturally astute than everybody else. No, it doesn't. Like I don't think we should. There's very much a trend, I feel like, in I don't know, my corner of the internet to say like, oh, every movie that comes out is trash. It's like, no, I think a lot of movies that come out are trash, but if you can enjoy one every now and again, yeah, like go ahead, like get your girlfriends, go see this movie, get some fucking popcorn, like go ahead and have a good time. Don't feel bad about yourself for enjoying a movie. You're not a bad person if you want to and go see the Barbie movie. And I made this point on my review earlier. It's not like the Star Wars franchise or the Avengers franchise or anything with Marvel where it's like an established set of characters and plot lines and then they subvert them, make them woke, race swap them, whatever. That pisses, like there's never been a Barbie movie made before, so there was no history to ruin, there was no story to ruin. It's like, all right, this was an original story to do with whatever Greta Gerwig wanted. And I agree, like it was cute to have the moment where like, oh, her tippy toes went flat and everyone was like, oh my god, it was like a bimbo movie because Barbie is bimbo. And like when you're playing with Barbies as a kid, you're just not thinking about Ken, not because you're like fuck the patriarchy, but because you're more interested in like multiple outfit changes and like her, climbing up your bed and what is she doing next? Now she's in a car, now she's in the house. So there were some really funny like moments of like, oh yeah, where does Ken live? I guess he was just homeless.
So good. I loved him in it, like especially when he had the coat on and he's like, I look stupid. I'm like, no, bro, you look great. Like there was just some really fun. I was cracking up. I had Epic Mike on my stream yesterday and he gave it a D+, but he was laughing talking about Russell. He's like, there's parts that were funny, and he's a guy. He was like, there was funny parts in it. He admitted it.
D+. It's not made for Epic Mike. It's not made.
He even said that. He's like, I did it to review it. I'm not the audience. I know. He's like, but I will admit that there was funny parts. And I'm like, well, thank you for that, for at least admitting that it made you laugh, because there were some good parts in it. And I just think people are going a little overboard with some of the stuff. Like they're diving so deep into it, and it's like it's not that deep. Like saying that it's anti-mom. I did not get that at all. The whole anti-mom thing. I'm like, where? Can you explain to me where? I don't.
They get that from the beginning scene where they're like, since the dawn of time, the only doll that kids had to play with was a baby doll, and you had to be a mom. And it's the scene where the little girls are like smashing their baby dolls. That's the only place that they would be getting that from.
That's toy history. They only had dolls, and that is after a certain age, we all love baby dolls. But then you get to a certain age, and you're like, "Oh, Barbie, I can change her. She can go to the club. She can be a doctor. She can be whatever I want her to do." And
I'm surprised they didn't make her like a different race, like they did with Little Mermaid, Snow White. Like
exactly. Well, they had many other characters in Barbie's world were Black, Asian, brown, missing a limb,
wheelchair.
I loved Weird Barbie forever in the split, and her hair's cut.
Was Weird Barbie, which was the one that just got drawn on, which is what I did to all my Barbies. I would cut their hair and draw all over their faces. And like when you see her, she's got drawings all over her face, and her hair's all fucked up and cut short. And Kate McKinnon is actually a perfect casting for such a character
permanently
because she's
in a
kooky.
split.
Yeah, she's like twitchy and weird, and she's not afraid to make herself look ridiculous.
That's funny.
And if you watch this movie with like, hey, how did I play with my Barbie dolls? How did they move? What kind of situations did I put them in? How did I feel when I was however young? Like, you will enjoy it. But if you're watching it like looking for feminist nods and looking for anti-motherhood and shitting on the patriarchy, like you're not gonna have a good. But why would you? A lot of us go into movies now, especially people who review it, who are not, who are even a little bit right of center or just center. you go into a movie expecting to hate it, and you're like, okay, it's gonna be woke and it's gonna be trying to brainwash you or something. But I didn't find that with this movie. I liked it. I laughed the whole time. I don't think it was anti-man. If anything, it made fun of the sort of like courtship methods that some guys do to women. Like, oh, Ken is like, oh, I want to play my guitar at you.
Oh my God, that when they were all playing the same
Silly.
song. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that was hilarious. It was a good one. Yeah.
But if you
I
were
think
to
you guys have sold me on this movie. Totally.
if you were to
Now I
make a
wanna see
Ken
it.
movie or a G.I. Joe movie that talks about the unrealistic expectations of men and boys. Oh, we have to be tough. We have to be sensitive, but we can't be pussies. We can't cry, but we have to be understanding. Like there would be an equal and opposite, the movie does talk about pressures of womanhood, whereas like there are pressures of manhood and boyhood. It's just because you verbalize those pressures doesn't make you anti-man or anti-patriarchy. If that makes any sense at all.
You just want him to
Brittany
ride a horse.
Venti is here. Oh my God, it's Venti! Speaking of bimbo power.
Yeah, I agree that just I know they went on that whole like rant that made some people roll their eyes that you were just talking about, but that doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, men don't have their own struggles or problems. It was just kind of cheesy. That's what I think.
It was a long rant of like, imagine an exasperated America Ferrara, like your typical working woman exasperated rant, like, I have to be a girl boss, but I can't be rude to anybody. I have to have money, but I can't ask for money. It's like all these things that
the empowering speech.
A typical woman that's like, yeah, that's the thing is like you have to be okay with asking for a raise or asking for more money, and it's just all these sort of like internal monologue moments. If you were to put them all into a speech, it does kind of sound like, all right, you sound complainy, but I could understand what she was saying.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
made it like long though. Like they could
was
have
long.
shortened it a bit, but yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't,
a lot of
it
the
wasn't that bad.
scenes, a lot of the scenes felt like they were like 5-10 minutes too long, especially at the end. They could have cut like 10 minutes of that. It was too long.
Oh yeah. They did not need the whole part of Margot Robbie's, Barbie character going in to be like, it was like her moment of like, oh, put me in to be a human. Like, we don't need that at all. Like, they could have just cut the last half hour. Like, we don't need to see her going back in to be a human and her like, I'm going to LA as a blonde woman going into the world. And then everyone thinks she's going to be a model or go try out for something, and she just goes to a gynecologist. So
I thought she was going to be the new president of Mattel or something, and then she's like, I have a gynecologist appointment. I'm like, oh God, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but it just wasn't needed. The rest
See, that's what I'm hearing from all the women. That's what I'm hearing from I would say 90% of women that I've heard talk about. They're like, oh yeah, it wasn't like the best thing ever. It was like kind of mid. Like that's the consensus. But then I turn to the guys and they're like, this is literally the worst thing I've ever fucking seen.
I said it in my review. I was like, listen, if you're a grown man, this movie wasn't made for you. It's for millennial girls, Gen X. That's what it was made for. So I understand why men don't like this movie because it's about a Barbie doll.
Yeah, but you don't see us going around trashing Fight Club. And yes, it was objectively a better movie, sure. But it still was for some people kind of mid, especially women watching. But you don't see, if we did that, we would be told, shut the fuck up. It's not your movie.
That's true.
Where's that same courtesy?
I know. Can we just have something? Let us have this. We haven't had a good chick flick in a while.
Seriously.
Not that this was the most fantastic one. I said this, I've been talking to some girls about this. If Legally Blonde was made today, they would call it woke garbage and feminist.
True.
Think about it. Think about it. The main character is a white privileged guy that pays his way into Harvard, but we loved it 10 years ago. If Barbie came out 10 years ago, all of this wouldn't be going on. People would be like, oh, I like it. It's cute and fun. That would probably be the consensus.
That's true.
If Legally Blonde came out today, everyone would be like, oh, white privilege. Look at this white woman. Just sashay into law school. She says, what? Like it's hard? Which was seen as delightful bimbo power back in the day, but now would be seen very much as white woman privilege, which, yeah.
I blame the political brain rot. it doesn't allow anyone to enjoy anything. It's like, oh, Ben
Yeah.
Shapiro said it was bad, so now I can't watch it. I can't
That's
use
a
my
good
own
point.
judgment, critical thinking.
Yeah. Definitely. Even like when you see movies like House Bunny, like those classic movies with like the female leads and stuff, nowadays, forget it. It would just be total like feminist, like people coming after it. You make a good point. Like if Ben Shapiro says anything, the right goes nuts. And people can't enjoy music anymore. People can't enjoy movies, nothing. Everything has to be politicized. Just enjoy it. Everyone needs to calm down. Just enjoy entertainment for what it
Everyone
is.
does need to just calm down. I agree with that.
Just relax. It's
Relax.
entertainment. Just calm down.
Yeah, become
I think a lot of
bimbo.
folks are there's a like a ravenous movie review culture going on
Mhm.
line right now because it does get clicks. People do rush to see, who do I like online and what is their opinion of this movie? Like, is it woke? Should I save my money? Should I go see it? I think a lot of people have been burned by Hollywood before, been burned by films that they should love, but then they go, oh, well, they ruined it. So what's the point? I think I don't know. Oh, Muffin's here.
There's
Okay.
sensationalism on both sides for sure. It's very much both extremes of like, it's woke garbage because it says the word patriarchy, even though like half the movie they're making fun of patriarchy. Like when Ryan Gosling goes up to the doctor, he's like, I'm a man. I get to be a doctor now. And he's like, no, the fuck you don't.
That was
where are your
so
qualifications?"
fucking funny.
He's like, let me talk to a real doctor. She's like, you are. He's like, no. He just goes in the
Ryan
back.
Gosling is so fucking funny. You can if you watch him, he's like cracking up as he does his lines. Like there are scenes where he's genuinely like having a good time, having fun with himself, like tongue in cheek. Like, I can't believe this is my character. Like really being silly and having fun. And he's in, like what you're explaining, Amanda, like he's in a hospital and he's talking to a female doctor and he's like, oh, can I be a doctor? Like, I'm a man. And she's like, no. And she's like, can I talk to a doctor? She's like, you are talking to one. And then he looks over at a man. He's like, hello, doctor. He just like walks off. That's funny. If you don't find that funny, you have a stick up your ass.
Did you hear what made him accept the role as Ken?
I actually heard that Margot Robbie had to bribe him or convince him.
Well, no, he that, but also, so his daughter had a Ken doll like face down in the mud, like next to a lemon slice or something, and he took a picture of it and sent it to the director and was like, "All right, I'll be your Ken. His story must be told." Like he just had fun with it right from the beginning.
I didn't know that.
Cute.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
So did you guys like the casting?
Okay, what the hell? I was
like
not
the
a fan of
casting.
Ryan Gosling as Ken. I was like, this
No.
guy's got too many forehead wrinkles. I think he should be younger. Like, I don't know what's going on here. But then now that you mention it, I think that maybe you could be onto something.
I could have seen Ryan Reynolds in this role because Ryan Reynolds is really funny. I would have liked to see a brunette as Ken just because that's how I envision him. Like, I guess there are versions of bleach blonde Ken. I haven't seen them, but
can you pull up a photo of him?
I
Ryan
wanted to
Reynolds?
see
Doesn't even have like hair,
classic.
like it was like plastered on his head, right? I mean, it's been a long time since I played with a Ken doll, but it wasn't like actual hair like Barbie, right? Wasn't it just like a
Yeah, it was
attached to the head? It
plastic.
was darker, right? I thought it was darker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I had one Ken. Ken wasn't important. I had 10 Barbies, one Ken.
And not because you were a feminist cunt.
I might have been. I don't know.
You weren't thinking of boys and men when you were that young.
No, and
But
that's
this
the
is
thing.
Ryan
Like,
Reynolds.
like
He would've
I
made
love
a great Ken.
Oh,
I think he would have been a great Ken. Plus, I think Ryan Reynolds has this like femme thing going on. I think maybe it's just the way that he talks that I think he's kind of femme. But I think he would have made like a great Ken.
He would have been
Yeah.
perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
agreed.
don't know. He must have turned it down because
Well, he's working on Deadpool, so
Yeah.
Deadpool 3, so maybe
Oh,
that was
yeah.
why.
Again, another one?
Yeah, 3. Well, the production's halted now because of the strike, but yeah.
Oh, you think there's gonna be another Barbie?
I want a Ken
Another
movie.
Barbie.
Give me a Ken
I would watch
movie.
a Ken
That'd be
movie.
funny.
Ken.
That'd
That
be
would
good.
be. I mean,
I'd
like, what's
see
going on in
that.
Barbie world now? Now that stereotypical Barbie is gone, like, is Ken kind of running things? I want to.
I was
would love to
expecting
see that.
someone to drop in like a G.I. Joe at some point in the movie, and I
wasn't
was a little
expecting John
disappointed.
Cena as the
That was a
mermaid.
surprise.
I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, excuse me.
Hello.
I'm Darby now. Yeah.
Darby?
Yes, I'm Darby. This is the top I was going to wear. So
I love it.
put
Why
that
didn't you
on.
wear that? Keanu went with me to see the movie in Yonkers. and I
Dyed
totally
my
did
hair
back
for
already.
it and everything. Don't I look like Dylan Mulvaney? What?
I love how you keep the bit going with that. Like now that he went blonde.
I love it. Yes, now I'm blonde. No, I just I have to say, we laughed the whole time. I love the movie. I mean, I went in wanting to hate it, and it was dope as hell. We couldn't hate it. It was like it was a funny, lovely, goofy, bizarro encapsulation of the female experience. And if dudes want to hate on that, then they can fucking hate on it. That's fine. Yeah. Brittany, you said, are we trying to mess with Fight Club? No. We're not trying to mess with fucking Fight Club. Are we like, no, exactly not. You're so
What's
right.
another super male movie? God, my only example is Fast
Blade
and
Runner.
Furious.
Blade Runner, they're really
What about
hyped
the Transformer movies? Because that's
I
like
was
little
just
kids.
Yes, I brought
Yeah,
that up.
Michael
I
Bay
said,
movies.
I brought it up. It's Megan Fox in a fucking bikini. We're like, and then it's like a car that turns into a robot that turns into an alien, and we're like, we don't want anything to do with that. We let you have that. Why can't we have this?
We let you have that. Give us this. It's Barbie. Leave us alone.
It's not boy hating. It's not.
Yeah, do we see a lot of women reviewing these kind of movies and like, oh, it's misogynist.
Maybe we
Don't
need to
see
start.
it."
We'll get the views and the clicks. You gotta start.
Here's what I don't get. Like the movie had good messaging about being a woman. In the end, a spoiler, but like they subvert the Kens by being feminine. That's how they get their power back, by like feigning ignorance, being bimbo. And it's literally teaching you like pussy power, like be feminine, be a woman, and then everyone's upset about it.
Another
And I
thing
don't
about
get
the
it.
ending is if the they're saying that the real world part, which some of the real world part was like meh. I really like the Barbie Land stuff the most, but if the real world is so bad, it's patriarchy run by men, then why did she decide to leave perfect women ran Barbie world to go to the real world? That's
Because
something
she
that
had
also-
flat feet, darling. And because a woman had flat feet,
and
she
flat
had
feet.
to go into the real world. She had to go talk to the crazy one. And the craziest thing about that creepy Barbie was that someone drew on her and she had a mohawk. And
She
then
wasn't that
she had to-
crazy
she was
overall.
banished into the real world. And it was and then she wanted nothing but to go back. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
there
It
was
could've been like an elf.
nothing a woman, there was nothing I could see about it that a woman should hate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were making fun of like, oh, the girls are dressed up in lingerie and like serving the men drinks. They were poking fun at that.
That was funny.
And there
It's
wasn't
a
like oh, you have to be
joke.
this way or that way. It's like being a mom is okay. Like it was a pretty palatable message overall, I think.
It's
I mean,
very
it had some
clear
parts
to
that were a bit
me,
feminist,
right.
but it wasn't like you couldn't stand it. Like some things were a little bit annoying, but it's like what movie is perfect? And this was a Barbie movie. I just keep saying that. I'm like, it's about a doll. Everyone calm down, relax.
I think the most annoying part was my wig in the theater, probably for everyone watching it. That would probably be it, but I can't take it off now. So
I
'cause
had
am
an uncomfortable
Barbie.
experience watching. Did you guys? Well, you've seen the movie, so the Zendaya trailer. I was sitting next to some 6-year-old girl, and the Zendaya trailer came up, like where she like hooks up with the two guys. I don't think that it probably went right over the little
We
girl's
missed all
head
the
because it would have
trailers.
when I
Yeah.
was little. But I was just sitting next to 6-year-old, and I'm like, oh god, this is weird.
Yeah, that looks weird.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part
One
of my.
Wait, I
theater
don't think
experience.
did we see it?
We saw no trailers. We
didn't?
blew in right at 2:45.
Oh,
Yeah,
Same.
we were
Starting.
just like a couple of women. We were shopping. You know how women be
I
shopping.
really liked America Ferrara's character because you can tell she's probably, I don't know, between 30 and 40. And she's like, yeah, I played with Barbies when I was growing up. I had all these fantastical like daydreams. And now I'm grown. And she's like, I have a job that I'm boring. Like I'm
Yeah.
boring. My job is boring and I hate it. And my daughter hates me. And like, yeah, there's just something very real about that. Yeah, you grow up and you
Right.
lead an ordinary life. And
her monologue at the end, I think we all have kind of goose flesh. Like that is exactly it. That's it. And I defy any woman to like be like at least identify with one piece of that monologue at the end.
But you're not
Like,
allowed to, because if you do, then it's called like feminist, even though it's not inherently something feminist.
yes. I call feminism, I don't identify as a feminist. I just call feminism common sense. It's just take people one on fucking one. If you want to call me a feminist, then I'm a feminist because I don't hate men. Who hates men? We all like to get dick down, don't we? I've eaten my fair share of cookie during my day as well. But everything she said in that monologue, you can call me whatever the fuck you want. But that movie, I was gearing up to hate it, thinking it was going to be pandering, and it wasn't. We couldn't help but laugh. We couldn't help but cry. We were,
cry.
No one cried. Actually, Paige cried.
There was a little
we couldn't help but wear wigs.
Yeah, there was a little girl in the audience, like 2 rows back from us, that was like, "Mom!" Like she said something funny, and I was like, "Who's taking their little kid to this?" Like that seems so.
Well, it's PG-13, I guess. So
yeah,
my mom took me to see There's Something About Mary when I was like 6, but to be fair, her friend was like, "Oh, it's fine," and her like mom reflexes like high gear during the zipper part. She's like, and I was like, "What?" She was like, "You don't need to see that." And then she called her friend later, like, "Why didn't you tell me about that part?" I was like 6, but I feel like our moms, like the millennial and Gen X, like we definitely weren't sheltered.
yeah.
No, not at all.
I think there's a difference between a feminist commentary and a commentary on the female experience growing up in the 90s.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
not
think-
the same
yeah.
thing. I don't. If you want to say feminist, I guess in a negative way, it's not even that. But like, it's a nice comment on how women feel at times.
Yeah.
Any woman, I don't care who you are, I think could identify with something about Barbie in that movie.
Right.
Maybe. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
am I wrong there?
Even
I
if you don't want to
personally
admit it.
I like the part where she spoke on she's like, "But Barbie, you're pretty." She's having like the mental crisis. And then Barbie is like, "But I'm not stereotypically pretty anymore." And that like really hit home for me. I know what that's like to like not look stereotypically pretty, right? It's like the
We all
one
have those
look that's
moments.
allowed. So
Well,
I thought
I
that
don't
was
think I don't think even Margot Robbie, and we can all agree as women, she's probably the prettiest woman to us on earth.
The
right?
narrator, what the narrator said, like, maybe
Yeah.
don't cast Margot Robbie if you're trying to get this point across. That was funny.
But Margot Robbie probably lays face down on the floor at times and goes, "I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm terrible at what I do." Everybody has that experience. So
It was wild.
unless
seeing men on
y'all are
Twitter
just more
calling her
confident
mid.
than me, I'm
No.
wearing a wig and a feather top. I don't know, and I'm ridiculous, but
There were men on Twitter being like, "Yeah, Margot Robbie's just mid. Like she's just okay."
I know, I saw that. And I was like,
going
what's
on here?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
why
know.
I started
Picture
her
her
without makeup, and I'm like, that's
And
not
she
pretty.
was in the
She looks
movie
so
with like
good.
minimal makeup and still looked
Yeah.
stunning.
She did.
Yeah.
That's why I started memeing like Ken is mid, Ryan Gosling's mid. He's too old for the part. He's 43. He has wrinkles. So
That's funny. Ken is mid.
I like that they make him like I like that they make him a he does sort of look plastic surgeryed up. I didn't think he looked great in that movie. Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe it was the hair. I'm not really, for guys, I'm not really into like the blonde like that. So if they would have just let him have darker hair, I think it would look better. But they were really trying to push across that, like, well, he's beach. His life is beach. He's,
Oh,
so
that
the,
was
the
so
dumb
funny.
blonde stuff.
The-
yeah.
What made this
The
movie
gay
funny
elements.
and the light
Oh,
bulb
very
were the choices of words, like not Ken saying I like to go to the beach or I'm good at being a lifeguard. It's that that like childlike concept of like Ken likes the beach, and so Ken would say I like beach. I am good at beach. Like beach was a verb, and it were those subtle details that reminded you of like, oh yeah, that's how I played with my Barbies. I didn't fully know how for Ken to be a lifeguard, we just put Ken at the beach and then he would just like bounce himself into the waves. Didn't really know how to surf, but he would just like jump through.
And like the
So
scene
that
when he
was
tries
cute.
to sleep over and she's like, and do what? He's like, I don't know. Because it's like kids. They're not sitting there having like 5-year-olds aren't sitting there making their dolls have sex. And
Yeah,
they're just like,
there
oh,
was
what are
no
we gonna do? I
nudity.
don't know. Yeah.
We didn't see Margot Robbie's tits or cleavage. There was no kissing. There was nothing like that. And usually I'm watching a movie being like, why hasn't anybody kissed yet? Like I watched Mission Impossible. Like, how has nobody kissed? But I didn't even notice it in this movie. I was sitting there going like, man, I better see some action.
They did the gay element of I'm gonna beat you off. No, I'm gonna beat you off.
That was funny though.
That's funny in a funny way. It's lighthearted.
Actually, Ben Shapiro said it wasn't. So sorry, ladies.
So we gotta change
Not
our
a
opinions
situation.
right
well,
now.
if Ben Shapiro says it, then
It's
I
over.
want to see the Ben Shapiro Barbie review. Oh snap! Okay, he did do a video. I have not watched this
Oh,
yet.
did you see this? He like burns Barbies, and then Laura Loomer called him out and was like, "There are kids who don't have toys, and you're literally burning these Barbies." Yeah, this is
Oh
it.
no, this is a 42-minute review. Fuck. All right, let me just.
Oh
do this.
no!
Is that the
Barbie
is that the woke Barbie?
and Oppenheimer.
Rainbow
I'm about to
Barbie?
review both of them. I'm going to tell you which one of these is the best blockbuster of 2023 and which one is maybe the worst.
I bet he loved our movie, right, Ken?
Oh no.
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
Oh god, this is already so cringe.
Well, my
Ben
dear,
Shapiro
that's
just-
and it makes no sense.
He just
to
doesn't
point
like
out
the
here-
movie because they mention Jews in the movie.
Do they?
Yeah, they mentioned Jews. It was in reference to the corporation.
Got a
So
whole
Chris
Barbie
is
dream
upset.
house behind him.
Yeah. Ben, you
Oy.
live in a Barbie dream house. Okay. I don't have the patience for this, to be honest. But
I'm not really very familiar with him, but
I'm
sure
not
his
going
Barbie
to
review
Shapiro
is,
for
fun.
movie reviews of any kind.
Yeah.
I'm going to Ben Shapiro for his takes on news. That's it, though.
Not Barbie. Sorry,
He's
this is
not my
your
culture
domain,
commentator. Wow.
Will.
Yeah, it's interesting though because it's like Ben Shapiro to me is not like he's not fun. He's not somebody I want to go hang out with and have a beer with. He makes good observations. He's very smart, but he's not like someone I would grab and hang out with. It's not like I don't know. I just don't feel like we would enjoy the same things. So I'm not gonna take his movie review too seriously.
Also, I
He
see
sucked
people like
the
Ben
joy out of
Shapiro, and
it.
I'm like, I wonder what he's like, when he's just relaxing with his family. Is he always just like turned on and like ready to criticize something or give a review on something?
What do you
does he
mean?
like
I
actually
am
chill
relaxed.
out
I don't sound relaxed.
yeah, right.
I will say though, he seems to be a good husband to his wife. Of like all the figures I've seen,
True.
and how they treat their wife.
True.
So
Do
give
they
him
go out a
props
lot
there.
together? I don't think
I don't
I've
know.
seen his wife.
I also
I've
like
never.
Matt Walsh,
It's like
too.
Joe
I think
Rogan.
he
I've
treats
never
his
heard
wife
something
nice,
bad.
too. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Alan?
Alan was funny. Alan
You know what
was
they should have made
we're
him
all
a
feel
here.
bad. I
villain.
feel bad for Elle. I don't want you to feel alienated by this Barbie conversation.
No, is my microphone better? Because everyone was saying it was loud earlier. I think I fixed it.
You're good.
Okay.
So Alan is what I thought was just a generic Ken, but I think Keanu looked up and learned that he's actually like a skipper boyfriend character.
So during
okay.
the movie, I had to know because Michael Cera doesn't come into the movie just for no reason, just to be a throwaway. But the history of Barbie, I had to look up. He is the throwaway boyfriend of Skipper, who was the throwaway sister of Barbie. And that's why it's just brilliant and it's goofy and it's funny.
He's
So
a weirdo. He's like an awkward,
Jesus Christ.
pops up randomly, is awkward. He very much has like Napoleon Dynamite energy.
He does.
Yeah, it was like that. They could have utilized him more though. a
You know
little
who
bit
they were
more.
missing? Teresa. Isn't she Barbie's best friend, the brunette?
Teresa.
She
Oh,
was
yeah.
Teresa
Oh, yeah.
Barbie. She wasn't in it. I like Teresa because she was brunette. Like I liked blonde Barbie, but I'm a brunette, so I was like, I like Teresa because she has my hair color.
So you
Kid
There
needed
was
that
no Teresa
representation.
represented.
I needed the representation. Yeah, and she wasn't in this movie.
Well,
so it
then we
sucked.
must
It sucked.
contact Greta and say you did not represent the brunettes of the world. Yeah.
I just thought she'd be in it because I always thought that she was marketed as like Barbie's best friend. Maybe not. I don't know. I was a kid. I don't know things.
Didn't Barbie have like a sister named Kelly, like the younger little Kelly?
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Skipper was her sister, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was Kelly.
We'd have to look up the history.
There's probably
Uh-oh.
so many.
They showed a bunch of Barbies in the beginning, and I screamed because I saw a couple that I actually had. Like one
Aw.
was one with the very long wavy hair, and she had like a groovy looking, like multicolored dress. And another Barbie that I had like an orange, like a peach colored shawl with like a peach colored big skirt. And it's like when you see those same dolls you had when you were little, it's like you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think
And we
it
start
brought
fangirling over
nostalgia,
Barbie.
You know, I really didn't care about Barbies whatsoever.
Why not?
Oh, I loved Barbie.
I liked
I had the
Bratz, too.
Jasmine and the Posh Spice. I had those are my favorite.
I had a
I
Jasmine
had
Barbie
every
too.
single Spice Girl. Every single
I only had
one.
Posh.
Yes. Okay, I had all of those. Yeah, you're right.
She's like,
I
okay,
one
I'm with you on
time
that.
got a New Kids on the Block Joey doll, and I never screamed so loud. I think I was 14. Joey
I
wasn't
had
even
the
the hot
NSYNC.
New Kids on the Block. He was like the kooky one.
I had the NSYNC like puppeteer little
Oh, I
figurine
remember
thing.
those.
I had one of those, and I thought it was the best thing ever.
The joke about NSYNC with Alan too, that was funny. When he's like, we've escaped before, NSYNC. Every single
Oh
one.
my gosh.
See, I missed that. Oh my god.
You did? Yeah, he said that
There's
Alan like
something
when he was
about
trying
it.
he's like, I'm never gonna get out of here. And before that, he was like, we've escaped before. NSYNC is they were all aliens.
The hype is real. I think I loved the outfits and the aesthetic. It was like aesthetically pleasing. It was soothing. to look
absolutely.
at. I was
The
like,
marketing was great for this film. And it
oh yeah, it
proved-
was
I
all
think
over. They were on
Nina
ice
posted this.
cream.
It just
They were
proved, if
everywhere.
anything, it proved that we're hungry for more stuff like this, more chick flick, because we showed up in droves to see this movie. People were all in pinks.
Yeah.
It
We were
was
ready.
feel good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it brought people probably back to movie theaters. How many people
Yeah.
did we see? I've seen people in the street dressed in. Look at me, I'm in a wig, and I bought this and didn't even wear it. For Christ's sake, it brought people back to the movie
Barbie
theater.
outfits.
Like, what's that?
You had 2 Barbie outfits, Keanu.
I have 3. I'll put my other one on now. I can't take this wig off though. My hair will be a mess. But
The theater was packed. I
was.
will occasionally go to movies here and there because I have to review them on F&T with the guys, and I rarely am ever at a packed theater. Like
No.
really never. And this was the first time. 2:45 on a Sunday, the theater was packed, and I bought these tickets like over a week ago because it was selling.
Mhm. I saw that some people were upset about the pregnant Barbie in the beginning, and they saw it as like degrading the like pregnant, like as if it's degrading moms. But I think people missed the point there. Like I think Ben Shapiro made a point on it. I think people aren't realizing that they're making a joke about the history of that doll. Like it was an actual Barbie doll that got canceled for being pregnant because people thought it was too weird, and
It
people
kind
didn't
of
catch
is.
on.
What little girl wants a pregnant Barbie? Like that's
No,
too
you don't know
much
what
for,
to
like
do
a
with that.
5-year-old. Yeah.
Right.
You're
It's,
supposed to do that,
it's very
exactly.
John Watersy. What's the it's like Hairspray where there's a pregnant one and it's a joke like, oh, we're not allowed to be pregnant or whatever. Like obviously that was a misstep for them, right? So they're making a joke about it. No one's saying there should have been a pregnant Barbie.
Yeah, that was something that people were
God.
trying to point out, like anti-motherhood again. It's like, no, 5-year-olds don't need a pregnant Barbie. They tried it and they're like, wait, this didn't work, so they pulled it.
Midge.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
true, it's
remember
Midge.
Chrissy,
Midge,
what
the
was yes.
fictional Barbie
Midge.
that was released in 1963. She was marketed as Barbie's best friend, although created at the same time as Skipper. No Midge dolls were sold for the rest of the vintage years after 1960s. Midge was reintroduced in 1988 as part of the Play line. They were typically redheaded, freckled, blue-eyed. Hey,
It's Barbie's best friend who has to go away for 9 months mysteriously, and
Midge
then
was
she comes
told
back.
pregnant with Nikki as a newborn baby. The Happy Family product became the subject of controversy when some parents disliked the pregnant Midge toy because they believed that Midge was too young to have children.
Oh,
They should have made Midge
Midge.
Hispanic then. Look, Midge is pregnant at 15. Things happen.
I hate her name. It sounds like Minge, like a coochie.
Midge.
Yeah, why is she in a
She's-
purple
yeah.
kimono? Yeah,
Literally,
It was the
mid is in her
60s.
name. That's why she didn't sell well.
Yeah, and the Skipper Barbie, did her boobs really grow? That's kind of funny. Can we find?
That
I
is
would buy
crazy.
a Skipper Barbie just for like just to have it.
That all must have been historical, I feel. I
Yeah,
mean,
and that's the thing some people miss, especially men, because I don't think they should be savvy on Barbie history, but that's what they're doing in this movie, like with the Barbie dolls. Yeah, like the babies. Little girls started out and only had like baby dolls, so when Barbie came, it was like the dun dun. They're like, and that's how it probably was for girls in what was it, the 50s or maybe the early 60s, whatever. When Barbie was invented, it probably was like, oh my gosh, she's like a girl, and I could make her dress cute. It's not just a baby. It's not, I would freak out too. I mean, we get to that age. I loved baby dolls when I was little, and then at like 5 or 6, I switched over to Barbies.
right.
It's just how that's what guys don't understand, because they aren't girls that play with Barbies.
Right.
That's totally understandable, but it's like you're just like crapping on this, and it's not for you.
Hey, yeah, exactly. And no one's being forced to see the movie. The dudes aren't being forced, and it makes me like, it almost forces me to like look up Barbie history like I was during the movie, right? I'm like, well, who was Skipper, and then who was Skipper's boyfriend, and it's just kind of interesting. But obviously that wouldn't appeal to a straight man. That's fine. That's cool.
It's interesting to be like, wow, these were the dolls I played with growing up. Like, what if they could speak? What would they feel? Would they have my feelings? Would they have their own feelings? Would it be something in between? And I think think about if you had to make a Barbie movie.
I literally
how much
like
different would it
that
be?
would be my Barbie movie, like exactly that. I think, except I don't know. I just the goofiness of it, I loved. We were not laughing like at anything that was completely bizarre. We wanted to hate it. I really did want to hate it.
I did too. I really wanted to hate it. In fact, it would have been way easier to hate this movie. I would have been, I think, more accepted by my internet friends if I hated it.
Same.
Like, oh, come
feel
join the
you.
club. Yeah, I fucking hate it. Oh, it's the easiest
know.
thing to say that it's feminist trash. Easiest thing to say, oh my God, so many woke undertones. And no one's going to ask you, well, what were they? It's just, as long as you say there were woke undertones, and just be like, yeah,
Like meaning
all
like
I said was I didn't hate it, and some people were like,
What?
Did you see it? And these people didn't see it, but they watched, like you said earlier, their favorite creators reviewing it. I gave a fair review on it. I said the things I liked about it and a couple of things that I didn't like, and I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I thought that was fair, because it's a Barbie movie. It wasn't, some just gripping Oscar nomination. Like I went in there expecting to hate it because of all the reviews, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, all these bad reviews are mostly men. It's a handful of women. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of women that were like, it wasn't that bad though. Like, wait, they were expecting to hate it just like you guys. There's a couple women that didn't like it, but part of me wonders if maybe they were just seriously looking to hate it and they didn't want to see any good in it.
I think here's the thing. I think that a lot of the satire that was in the movie went over a lot of people's heads because, for example, the little girl, the tween, she's supposed to be annoying and hateable and dumb because she's the kid. She doesn't understand why she's using these words. So like she's like, Dad, you're culture appropriating by saying a Spanish word. Like he's literally like the dad dating the mom. He's not allowed to say like a Spanish word. Like it's supposed to be ridiculous.
Or
she was like supposed to be that, right? And remember the group of girls, they all look like Billie Eilish, and that's the thing now. That's like that's like what's cool. It's like the TikTok generation. Like I don't know how old any of you like lovely young ladies are, but it's the so Barbie walks up to them, and the ridiculousness of Barbie walking up to the most popular girls in school, and they're like, "Get away from us!"
Yeah,
like
she has her own like bouncer. She has her own like, all right,
tried to warn you. Tried to warn you.
Ridiculous, right?
She's mean.
So
And
then
the part
also speaking of the costuming too, the most popular girl in school, like her sweatshirts get pink. It starts at black, then it gets pinker and
Yes, it's like
pinker and
purple.
pinker.
And then she
Yes, and then
ends
it brings her
in a
together with
pink
America
dress.
Ferrera, her mom.
Yeah,
Yes.
and notice how she was happier when the daughter was happier when she was bimbo. She turned from bitch to bimbo, and she was literally happier by being more feminine. And then there was that one
Slightly
scene.
bimbo even, yes. She was
And-
still wearing a hoodie, but at least it was a pink hoodie. So
True. And then there was the one scene where the little girl is like, or the tween is like, yeah, she's a nut, talking about Barbie. She's a nut job. I mean, reality challenge. Like, it's supposed to be a joke. It's not seriously telling the audience, you better say reality challenge. I don't know how anybody interpreted it like that. Like, how much more obvious does it have to be a joke?
Brittany, I am so glad. 100%. If you take it seriously in any way, it's about a doll. The whole movie is about a doll and Barbie world. And then they're making fun of, like, it's a completely satirical. It doesn't mean we hate men and they're all stupid. And
because the doll is not like not wanting to be a hashtag trad wife, like that's not a reason to get up in arms about, because it's a doll. It doesn't have a preset
brain
value set.
Yeah, exactly. It's a doll.
doll.
Right. It's a bit of a comment on, women's experiences, but that's fine. Would I call it like crazily feminist and I hate men? Absolutely not.
And the message at the end, like Ryan Gosling, the message they gave him was stop being pussy whipped. Like, how is that a bad message for men? Stop being pussy whipped, be your own person. I think that's good messaging. I don't see how that's
Right.
man hating. And it was funny how they like literally gave him like a Manosphere Red Pill podcast persona.
He
like they
did.
kind of turned him into Andrew Tate.
Yeah, with the mini fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Had
And
an
he freaks out.
incel
He's
song.
like, you can only fit a 6-pack in there, and the freezer is not even good. Like he's so funny. There's funny parts in it. We enjoyed it. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I
enjoyed
am
it.
in the market. I already looked them up. I'm getting I am Knuff sweatshirts for
I keep
my
saying that to all my guy
betrothed,
friends. You're
Chrissie's.
Knuff,
Yes.
and they're like, "Oh, can you stop?" I'm like, "No, never." You're
I
Knuff.
found them. I'm getting them for Lindsay's betrothed, your
Oh my
betrothed, Chrissy, my betrothed. I'm
Frank
getting
would
them.
never wear that.
I know, but it'll be funny, and then you can snuggle in it.
I am Knuff. Yeah.
I told Visconti he had to see it with me. He was like, I would love to see it. So now I don't know. I would wonder. I wonder what he would think about it.
Lauren, did you play with Barbies?
Oh,
Oh
that's
no,
okay.
you're muted.
Oh, Kendra Tate, someone said.
Oh no.
Lauren's muted.
He like even
Oh,
put the
no.
sunglasses on top of the other sunglasses too in one of the
Yeah.
scenes. Like,
I wish we
that's
had
not
one of those
working.
White House lid readers right now.
All
from
right,
Lauren.
can you hear me now? Maybe.
Oh yes, there
Yes.
you are.
Is it loud? Because
No, it's good.
No, it's good.
Yelling at me. I swear to God.
Oh no.
No, you're good.
No,
You're good.
I did play with Barbies and have a lot of thoughts, but I don't want to get, I don't want to yell in everyone's ears. I want to be sensitive.
Yell,
to that,
yell,
so.
yell.
No, you're good. Your mic's good now. It's good.
I'm very
Good,
much
good.
want to know everything.
Well, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't have any input on that in particular. But I do think that I think the pathological need for everyone to have media that's catered to them, or if it's not, to like get really upset about it, is really it needs to be examined on like a pretty deep level, because like not everything has to be made for everyone, and I hate to
Yes.
but I also think that Ben Shapiro needs to really stop making like social commentary in general. Like I feel like that's so cringe. He's trying to do like there's this new wave of people on Daily Wire that are like always that are more hip and whatnot. And I feel like Ben's kind of wheelhouse is more of like the debate scene. And I find the whole thing like setting a Barbie on fire, like what does that do? Who's it helping?
No,
it's not
he's
helping
too
anybody.
serious for that. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to see him commenting on culture. He's not light and fun. Like that's women and gays jobs. I don't know.
Yes,
but
exactly.
he's already very much pigeonholed himself, and like people need him to be serious and comment on news and do his big long, hour-long podcasts and like waxing philosophical on things. Like we don't need his cultural opinion on movies and
we set our own Barbies on fire, like just to see what would happen when we were children. We're fine.
Yeah.
I do think it's also weird that people are looking to a child's toy for like the fact that it's like looking down on motherhood. And I think that motherhood is a wonderful and lovely thing. And I think it's something that it absolutely doesn't get, they're like, women has a right to stay home if she want to, if she so chooses. But if you choose that, of course, then you're a bad person. But I don't think anyone looks at like their like 5-year-old daughter and goes, you're going to be a great mother someday. And so having a doll that is not centered around that is really something special for young girls. And Barbie was one of the first forays into something that was not just a preparation for motherhood. I think that was a really special time because like you're telling me you have a little girl that, your own child that it looks at you and says, I want to be a veterinarian. And you're like, no, but I think that like you should really think about being a mom. Like, that's not what you're going to say to her at all. You're going to I will move heaven and earth to make sure you become a veterinarian or whatever. That's what.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about being a mom like ever when I played with my dolls, and I had like baby dolls. I was all about the outfits. I was all about
like a fight club.
hair. I was all about figuring out how to braid and then French braid. And it was just like, I don't know, like putting them in a car, putting them in a house, like putting them on top of the air conditioner and then losing them for a month and like, being like where are they?
It's ridiculous. Oh man.
Yeah. Motherhood isn't for everybody. It can't be, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I did.
Be.
I was at like a very kind of fabulously white trash fair the other day. I was in it was in Orange County, New York. And it was basically a typical white trash county fair, but I kind of loved it for that reason. Because I felt like
I love that aesthetic.
I was like, you know what? I'm doing great. I have all my teeth. You know what I mean? I think you need to go to a white trash county fair every once in a while just to be like, yeah.
To humble yourself.
You know what? You're doing all right. Okay. Just relax. Okay.
I don't know why you didn't invite me. We could have taken so many iconic photos. Oh,
there was a lot of like iconic. I wish I had worn a cuter outfit. I would have done
short
iconic,
shorts.
like,
You would have been a
photo
mess.
shoot, like around the Tilt-A-Whirl. They had a petting zoo. Oh my God, they had these tiny little like baby goats, and it was so sweet. And they had these little machines that you put a quarter in, and like some pellets come out. But these llama had learned where the pellet machines are. So you put the quarter in and you're turning it and they know that sound. So they literally like stick their head around. They put their like fuzzy little llama lips like basically in the machine. They get there, like you're trying to scoop it out into your hand and they're just fucking eating it right out of the hole. And you're like, damn, girl. And you try to like, I'm like, am I actually at a point in my life where I'm shoving a llama away? I'm like, no, they're not for you. I want to feed the cute little ones, you know? Like,
I love that you said,
old.
damn girl. How do you know it wasn't a male llama? But the women always just want to eat everything out of your hand and take everything away from you, right?
I was like, how am I getting, like, I actually found myself, I'm like, I'm mad at this llama for eating all the pellets out of the machine.
Were there goats?
I wanted to like be the one to decide who the pellets went to.
Did you just put the cup up to their faces?
I had them eat it out of my hand.
Oh my God. I was at a petting zoo in South Carolina and I went up to a goat. I was like, oh, you really seem hungry. And it was in a cup, like all the pellets, and the goat just ate the entire cup. The paper and all.
Just gobbled them down.
That's a classic goat moment right there.
I know.
My aunt and uncle breed goats for a living. Yeah.
What kind? Pygmy?
They're just billy goats, I think. I don't know what they're big. They're big ones. But
do they
they're
scream
great.
like they do
like
yell.
They do
on the internet?
Yeah.
I heard one yell.
Like I heard one actually shriek.
But they're very insistent. They'll come like eat whatever out of your hand, so it's fun. But I grew up going to small town county fairs like that. Whoever makes fun of those has never lived, honestly, because they're a blast.
So great.
It's a good time. Yeah.
Best. All right. When I say
Pumpkin
white trash,
chunkin'?
I don't mean to disparage the poor. Like I know that came off kind of shitty. I'm just saying when I see people without teeth, I go, okay, like all right.
I mean,
It's the
Don't worry
same
about- don't
vibe as
censor yourself.
I don't mean to sound
Most-
shitty about it, but I'm just like
it's like Lana Del Rey working at Waffle House the past week. It's that
What
kind of
is
Well,
up
she was
with that?
she was in Alabama
Is that for an
apparently.
album?
So
Is that for an album?
I don't know. I thought about doing that too. Like, what if you just work at a Starbucks for a week or something?
I would like that. I actually really want to work at the Dunkin' Donuts close to me because I think it would be fun to learn how to make all the drinks, like how many pumps go in each thing. Like I want to see how
Dunkin'
the
Donuts is
sausage made.
random. They're kind of random
That
with their
is
drinks.
very that is very Marie Antoinette. She was like, remember when she would just like she just had a cottage and she just wanted to have a farm to like, this is she doesn't want to be a prince or a queen anymore. She just wanted to like milk cows and things like that. It's very Lana Del Rey working at a what did you say? A Waffle House.
Yeah.
I love her because she's such a goofball that I almost like understand that. But
I think that people have a very idealized version of like what that actually is, but realistically, like the actual people working at Waffle House are, I mean,
Getting attacked.
well, yeah. That remember Waffle House, like the chair girl who
Waffle House, Wendy. Was that
Well, that was Wendy. That was it. Yeah. I saw someone get like stabbed at one when I was in college because that was where
That's
everyone ended up.
hardcore.
Yeah, when they're drunk, like
Yeah.
everyone. I went to Auburn, and so people would go there after like just getting absolutely
Where's
plastered at the
Auburn?
bar all night. It's in Alabama. I swear, I do all my stuff in Alabama, man. It's like where
If I
I'm
could
from,
do it
so-
all over again, I would have gone to a college in the South. Like I would have been. Why did I even?
It
It
was
didn't
a
even
good time.
occur to me
It's
to
a
like
good
like,
time.
go have a completely different experience in a
College
totally
of
different
Charleston,
country.
man, best time I ever had. My God.
I was like, "Ooh, let me
that's
go
a
to let me
beautiful
go an
area.
hour away." Wow.
Where'd you go?
I went to Fairfield U in Connecticut. It was just like literally an hour away. I think I was afraid to go too far away.
Yeah, so was
Yeah.
I made the mistake of being in upstate New York, and I was like, oh my God, it's freaking cold, and the people here are just not it. I should have went south.
Oh yeah,
I totally agree.
it's a good
Yeah.
time. SEC schools are hard to beat. So, but I also got developed a drinking problem and other things during school.
That's
so I don't
part
know.
of the college experience.
Yeah, it's a good time.
It is.
What was the problem with it?
I became a bartender. I think that was probably the worst part of it. It's because that whole like the server lifestyle is different.
Wait. So where are you from? I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's fine. I'm from
I
Alabama.
think.
Alabama,
like-
and you went to college in Alabama.
Yeah, I'm born and raised here. I've lived in California. I've lived in Chicago. I've lived in Tampa, but I always end up coming back to Alabama. I love it here. I don't ever really want to leave.
I'm from Chicago. I was born in Chicago, but we moved to South Carolina when I was 1. Went to college at Charleston. So like I don't claim the North. I have no idea where I am even right now.
Where are you?
And I'm in Manhattan. Yeah. Anytime we go on the road, I'm like, take me wherever. I have the tri-state area.
like a
still
wanderer's
is
heart.
it's
Yeah.
a mystery to me. So no, I loved being in the South. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, the coast is like the East Coast is like Southern East Coast. I guess I should be more. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
pretty, but Southern East Coast is beautiful. Like, I've always. I want to go down to Savannah. I've never actually
Have you
been.
been?
So beautiful.
I've never been. No.
Have you been to Charleston?
Oh yeah, but it's been a long time. I think the last I went there. If I recall correctly, I went to the Charleston. I went with like my dad and granddad, and we like went to go see a bunch of like war stuff, which was cool. But there's a lot of that around there. Like there's like cannons and
No,
stuff.
jettison that. Go there with your friends to party, and you will never want to leave again. It's too much fun. I promise.
Step 1, get friends. Step 2, go.
Savannah, that's great for New Orleans, but a little bit more elevated and less like of a hot mess situation. Like you can still drink outside. There still are like bachelor and bachelorette parties, but there's not like puddles of puke in the street like there are on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
but it still has
I
like
saw a man just like shitting on the street in front of me in New
there's
Orleans.
less
I haven't been
human
back.
shit in the
Oh
street.
my god.
I haven't been back. Oh my gosh, I've never been there.
It's a very upsetting thing to see someone actually like actively shitting on the floor in front of you.
Yeah,
It's
what are you
very
doing with your
upsetting to
leg?
see. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been sitting all day. For fucking things. I have a wig on. I'm exhausted. I apologize.
All of a sudden, they turn around and you're like,
Sundial. And I'm sorry. You know what? I was trying to do that inconspicuously, and then it probably just looked like I was.
It was conspicuous. Yeah, Bourbon Street is fun though. Let me go to these super chats are piling up. Dates love. Keep fighting L. Papa Carrie's got me working today.
Oh, that's my buddy. Thank you.
Hello, Dates love.
He's the best.
Oh, Cajun Corey, wicked, made it big time now.
Corey.
Thanks, Cajun Corey. I think we're gonna have a lot of L Simps in the chat. Mark of Reality, hey Wicked, glad to see you here.
Hi.
I'm glad there's no one here starting trouble. To be
That's what I
honest,
should do. I should do a tally of who has the most simps. I should have a live
it's not a
count.
competition.
Lulu Blue, show Wicked some love.
Hey, Lulu.
I love a man named Lulu. A2D2 showing Wicked some more love.
A2.
Oh,
Those are my
not
girls.
A2D2.
So
Hokey.
has anyone here seen Oppenheimer yet?
No, not yet.
No.
It's not pink. No.
But it was
No
good,
way.
though. It was
Love
good.
the Wicked pink cookies.
If they made the
Oppenheimer-
bombs pink,
about
maybe we
Oppenheimer.
would-
I am wearing pink pants, so never mind. I am wearing pink. It's just not visible for the most part. Oppenheimer, it was good though. I've seen
heard it was.
I've seen a lot of like feminist types getting very upset about it because it was like it's so weird to have the dichotomy of like Barbie being like very much a girl movie, and then Oppenheimer, which is a movie about men doing things that men were doing literally in leading up to and during World War II, and it
Boring.
it was very interesting, and Emily Blunt was really, really good in it. But these like women are like, it doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
What
which
were
was,
her outfits like?
Oh, the Bechdel test.
She slayed absolutely. It was gorgeous.
I love Emily Blunt.
I like Florence
I
Pugh,
love
too,
Emily
when
Blunt, and I
she's
like
in
that
it.
you
She
bring
did a
up
really
the
good job.
Bechdel test. Yeah,
It was developed as a joke, though. The Bechdel test was literally like a joke, but people
It's
take it so
ridiculous.
seriously.
Well, no,
And-
there were a lot of movies for a long, long time that didn't pass the Bechdel test. But
I wouldn't
I
pass
don't
the
know.
Bechdel test just as a person.
yeah, I
This-
don't.
This
pass
whole
the
panel
Bechdel.
does.
I don't pass. I don't pass the human test.
I think it was actually smart.
What's the
Everyone's
human
like trying
test?
to pit Oppenheimer and Barbie like against each other, but I think it was kind of smart. Like, not that Oppenheimer is directly just for guys. A lot of women enjoyed it too, but women are more likely to go to Barbie, and then men are more likely to go to Oppenheimer. So it's kind of smart. I feel like Oppenheimer did.
And
decent.
women are more likely to go to Oppenheimer with their dudes and be like,
The
I
next
love it.
weekend.
I just really
Yeah.
It's like a
loved
date
it."
weekend, yeah.
But yeah, like
I
next
feel
weekend,
like-
Oppenheimer's gonna do well too. I feel like because all the
Sweeping
girls that went to see Barbie will
generalization
go.
time. I feel like women are more likely to go see movies they don't necessarily want to or like, but to like be with their boyfriend or husband, whereas it's not true for the opposite. Like, I don't think as many boyfriends and husbands would be willing to go see Barbie versus women to go see Oppenheimer. If they were not, you know what I mean? Like, of course, there are women that are interested in Oppenheimer naturally. Like, I'm not saying that, but
I
just think-
truly
'cause
didn't
women
even
are
hear
more,
of it
like,
at all.
agreeable, and would be like, "Oh, I'll go see the thing."
Right, because dudes will be like, "No, I'm not going to see Barbie. What am I gay?"
I had a
No.
few guys that
Whereas
were honest in my chat. They were
Visconti-
like, "I'm going for Margot, and I'm going so that my girl will hook up with me afterwards. Like, I don't even care. I'm gonna go see Barbie." And I was like, "You know what?
He
Props to
said,
you for being
he
honest."
said, "I'll see you with you anytime." I was like, "Can we go tomorrow?" He was like, "Anytime. Let's go." I
Wow.
want to see you. I was like, "I want to see what you think about it." He was like, "Anytime you want to go, baby." And I'm like, "That's a man. He's old.
Wow.
He may have Alzheimer's."
Frank
but,
is very picky about the movies he'll go.
Yeah, Frank is like an Italian, like going like, "Oh no, that's very not manly." Yeah, but
It's very not manly.
did you
No.
ask him? Did you ask him if he?
I
would
would.
go
I
see it
didn't
with you?
even dare to ask him if he would see Barbie. No, I know because I know the answer
Frank,
is
will you
no.
go see Barbie with me and Visconti and Chrysanthemum?
He would not. He would not.
Caitlin's calling me.
I
I
took.
I took Sean with me, and they had a Barbie drink at the movie, but like it has corn in it, so obviously I can't drink it. So I made him get it and drink it, so I could walk around and hold it.
What was in it?
That
It
is a
was-
good man. And he went, no, he didn't care to go to, he didn't care. You wanted to go see the movie, so he went with you. That's a fucking man. I love that about him. And then he got, is it a pink drink?
Yeah, it's a pink Barbie drink. But I wanted to drink it, but I couldn't. So I was like, "Can you drink it for me? But I have it," and I hold it around. Like I held it for a photo too. Like it was my prop.
Visconti would do the same. I love that. I love that about him. He's
It was
very
like
confident.
tequila mango. It was like tequila mixed mango, something else.
Pink. Oh, sorry, I went the wrong way.
And my
And not to shit on
What's
the
the cult?
I have that one.
Yeah, I
love
remember
the
from the
white
wedding. This is a cult, though. All women have this. Like they could just pull this out at any time.
Dude,
I have a problem. Like if I go,
cups-
I have the exact same
Alright,
one.
I have a
This is
problem. If there's a good one, I
slippery
get it. I have
slope.
like 4.
Because once you have one, you're like, there are other colors I like. And like this takes
I'm
up
obsessed.
a lot of space. This takes
The
up a
Stanley.
whole
does.
Nobody has room for even one of these in their fucking cupboard. This is a
True.
huge commitment. And you're gonna end
It
up with
is.
6, you know?
Yeah.
I have one too. The exact same.
Does it keep your drink actually cold? Or
No.
like insulated?
I put.
Oh,
I always just drink
Sorry.
water out of mine, and I fill it with a bunch of ice. Like I'm constantly just like putting ice in it. It's only
It's
water.
aesthetically
That's what it is.
pleasing.
It is.
It's very aesthetically pleasing, and that's all we care about as women, isn't that right? Yeah.
No, I have an emotional support like water bottle too. It's the Stanley, but it keeps ice
One of
cold
my-
for forever. I love it.
One of my close friends is
That
from
does-
Alabama,
that
and I
works.
think she has one of them too. So maybe that's an Alabama thing. Like you gotta keep it cold. It's hot over there.
It's
I mean, I'm
hot
in
as
Florida.
hell
It's
here.
hot.
Yeah,
It's hot here. I'm in
Everything
Florida.
melts.
so.
Yeah, I think of everything. And how long is that ice going to take to melt? Probably not long, unless it's really, really insulated.
Wait, so it keeps the cold things cold. Does it keep the hot things hot?
Cold things cold and hot things hot.
So you know what?
Excuse me.
So you
That
know, like
was
the old
the
school,
loudest
like
burp
the
and
big
the quietest.
green,
Excuse me.
like the green canisters for coffee that had like the
I
screw up
burped in
top, so like your grandpa
solidarity.
used to carry. That's Stanley.
Oh, Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a good time.
Gino
It's a really
is
expensive
very
cup, though.
concerned with cold things being cold and hot things being hot, whereas I don't care. This is room temperature at this point, and
I'm with you on
I
that
don't know the
one.
why.
White
Like-
Claw is great
Yeah.
temperature.
I like
I
I
like
would drink a
hot
hot
stuff.
White Claw before I drink a
hot
cold cup
Claw.
of black coffee. To be honest with you,
I drink my
Room
coffee
temperature
black.
beer. I do too. I like black
I drink my coffee black, and then like when it starts getting cold, I don't care. I'll sit here with this huge mug for like 2 hours just
Cold
drinking it.
black coffee.
I'll do the same thing because I don't like
No.
things super hot. Because I'm a baby, I guess. I don't know.
It's
My
hard
mom
to drink
my
things that are
mom
too
will
cold
drink
or
it like
hot.
piping hot, and I'm like, doesn't
Mhm.
that burn? Like she pours it right out of the thing and just starts chugging.
How
I'm
do
like,
people
oh,
do that? I
I
don't
like
get
it
it.
wrong with
scalding
you?
hot. I'll drink soup. I'll chug
How?
it.
How do
Scalding
you not
hot.
have
I'll
it
chug
burns
a
in your
scalding
mouth?
hot. It's something fun about drinking.
Chris, Mom, no.
It's dangerous.
What?
Like it's danger.
Oh my
You have
god,
to-
I could
You have
never.
to slurp really hard, like how Japanese people do when they eat ramen. That's what you have to do if you have a really hot drink. It's like you gotta really suck it
think
in
Okay.
with it.
Because then
But
you're
it
like,
does like put air in it, I guess, to cool it down. I don't know.
Mhm.
I like cold pizza, cold pasta. I would eat cold eggs. I like cold everything.
Ew.
I don't
Cold
mind
eggs.
pizza. Like room
Like
temperature
cold
pizzas,
scrambled eggs that
it
were in the
depends.
fridge.
No, that's where I
obviously.
draw the line. You can't have a cold scrambled egg.
Yeah,
You
eggs.
sure can.
She's like,
There's
my
something
eggs are,
sad
probably
about a
cold by
cold
now.
breakfast food.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind anything cold. I can't think of one thing that I would be like, I have to eat this hot. And I like things lukewarm, if
What about,
anything.
like,
I don't want
ground
anything to
beef?
burn my mouth.
like a
Ugh.
burger or steak. Could you? I don't think I could eat that cold.
No, a
Chicken's
steak you have
different.
to let
Certain
rest.
chickens,
Yeah, a steak
Yeah.
should never be piping hot,
well,
honestly.
not piping hot, but I mean, I don't know if I could eat a cold steak.
I'd eat a cold steak. Oh my god, I'd eat it with
Oh,
my
that's not
hands in
bad.
the middle of the night.
That sounds great.
I'm a freak though. Like, don't.
When you
This
gotta,
is
like-
not my natural hair, by the way. I don't know if you could tell, but this is a wig.
I totally thought that was your natural hair.
Hardly noticeable, honestly.
I have to take it off in like 2 seconds because I'm going.
You got to be getting hot. I wear wigs for cosplays and I hate it. Like it's fun, but after like 2 hours, like I'm gonna pass out.
Well,
hot.
I've always wanted to be a blonde, and it was a fun day, but I
Really?
feel like I looked like a transvestite sort of drag queen. Yeah.
No, it fits. It looks great.
Your mom is kind of blonde, Keanu.
She looks like Miley Cyrus, Miley Cyrus
Miley
in like
Stylist.
Wrecking Ball vibe. Yes, but that's her hair. She has short hair. Right.
I
But
think you
she's
should
dark
stay
hair.
brunette. I think
I don't know. I kind of like the blonde though, because it kind of makes her look like Girl Interrupted vibe. Like she's about to take
It
some pills and have
does.
some crying black eyes.
Yeah.
I can see it, yeah.
That's a great
my
movie.
funny mascara moment.
Mhm.
I read
love
that book
that.
when I was like a teenager and it fucked me up.
I love that movie. I watch it early. I watch it often.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
due for a
I read it.
rewatch.
I
That's
always
another
thought-
girls movie.
Girl Interrupted.
Yeah.
I
Girl
don't think
Girl
I've seen it.
Interrupted is the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for women,
Yes.
but we all
So
like both
good.
of them. Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
Girl.
It's on Netflix,
Let's go
I think.
watch
Girl
Barbie.
Interrupted.
Classic.
They're
I'm
like
gonna be on my
psychotic
own,
women.
though. I'm gonna be on my own though if I want to
Yeah.
watch that. I can't make Frank watch that.
It's good. They're like really mentally
might
ill
like
and
it.
psycho.
Winona
Yeah,
Ryder
they're-
and Angelina Jolie. It's great.
Winona
Yeah.
Ryder, and then she's like, and then Whoopi Goldberg, she's in the bathtub, and she's like, "You are
I forgot about her.
driving yourself. You're a sad, silly little girl that is driving herself crazy." And then she says something very untoward, and then she's like, "Okay," and then Angelina Jolie runs away, and then eventually she doesn't really come back from that, and then all matter of silliness happens. Really, Chrissy, you have to watch it. It's basically
Yeah,
a
you
bunch
have
of
to watch it.
insane people.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
really good movie.
Yeah, it came
Oh
out
my
in like
god!
movie.
And, I
it was
don't
like
want to
90s
spoil
movie.
it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's so good.
Fucking
Okay.
I wish
Oh, and
movies
Brittany
like that
Murphy's
they
in
would
it.
re-premiere them. Like I would go to the theater to see that again.
See
They
the
should
same
re-show
like the
it.
same
Oh,
movie.
with this
Yeah.
strike,
Yeah.
it might happen. With this strike, they might start playing old movies to get people in the theaters. I wouldn't be.
Oh
surprised.
my
I just
God.
wish there was
It's not
more
a
original
terrible
ideas.
idea.
They do
Bring
that with some,
right.
don't they? But it's like big movies, not like
Oh, I wanted to show this
I think
before.
I've seen
This
some of that.
This was Laura Loomer's take on the Barbie movie, and then we'll stop about the Barbie movie. So this is from Laura Loomer. The Barbie movie has a conservative message. It reunites a mother with her teenage daughter who denied her affection and brings a mother and daughter closer. It also reinforces the fact that there's only two genders and tells men to stop being simps, except for, of course, on this program. If anything, it's a pro-family movie that mocks woke culture and shines a light on why feminism is unrealistic compared to patriarchy, which Barbie ultimately chooses because she goes to the real world. People who are telling you the movie is woke have lost their minds. The whole storyline revolves around bringing a mother and daughter with a strained relationship back together. How is that woke? I thought conservatives cared about family values. Yeah, Laura Loomer.
That's a different way.
That
to
is
look
a
at it.
very good point.
And
Yeah.
also, the dad is very much a part of the life. I feel like if they wanted to go like super woke, he would have he wouldn't be a part of their life, and he was trying to learn
Right.
their language.
It would be
which also was
Yeah.
a good thing.
easy for them to go single mom.
We're
Yeah.
officially in clown world where Laura Loomer is the most sensible one in her opinion
I don't know who
about
this
this
is.
movie.
I don't know her.
This is her
Girl.
other she's a journalist.
She's a-
She got famous from accidentally, I think. So like it was called Tiregate. Her tire got slashed, she said, but it turned out her tire just went flat because a bunch of people were like zooming in and like proving it's like, where's your receipts? And that's how she first became famous, was over Tiregate because
wow.
she thought it was a hate crime, but it wasn't. Her
This is
tire
her
just went
other
flat,
review
which is
of
very
Barbie.
bimbo.
Don't listen to people who are telling you Barbie movie is woke. If anything, it's a genius mockery of wokeism, which I agree with. The movie
I
revolves
agree.
around the fact there's only two genders. It admits that in order to be a real woman, you have to have a vagina, and to be a real man, you have to have a penis. The movie is a mockery of feminism and struggle, and suggests that if you want to have a world that is unrealistic and run by women, then it's a fantasy land, like Barbie Land, where women think they are in control, but children are actually controlling their destiny. That is so base.
That's good.
The movie revolves around the concept that men run the real world, which is true. The movie also mocks youth who use who use terms like fascism to attack things and people they don't like. I agree with this
Exactly.
100%. Ultimately, the female protagonist of the film decides that she is happier living in the real world that is run by men. Barbie also tells Ken that he is more than simply what a woman thinks he is, which is a positive message. It reaffirms that men don't exist solely for the sake of satisfying women.
They never do anyway.
That is an empowering and anti-simp message for men. How on earth is that a woke message? If anything, it's a mockery of woke and a mockery of being a simp. Go see Barbie. Enjoy it. You will love it. It's hilarious. Wow.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was a
Alright,
really good
Boomy.
take. That was really well said. That's exactly what I was trying
Yeah.
to articulate when I did a review on my channel about it.
Agreed.
About the
Yeah.
whole and everyone told me I was coping, by the way. It makes me so happy that I'm not alone on this one because I felt really alone. It was a really unpopular opinion amongst my channel and my viewers. Like they were like, "You're coping," but I'm happy
Yeah.
to see like the day later that other women also agreed that it was pretty much satire of
Yeah.
wokeism and that the joke just went over a lot of people's heads.
It's
'Cause I hadn't seen your
completely
review yet, Brittany.
satirical, obviously. Like, I mean, if you don't get that, then you're basically you're just stupid. Obvious. That's crazy to think that it's like, oh well, it's gonna break up the family, and then it's very feminist and woke. It's not. It's a goofy movie, and
Right.
a lot of women. Sorry, we all went in trying to hate it, but we were all kind of like, fuck. We identify with at least one thing in here.
It wasn't like I was like,
Fine.
shoot, I like this and I'm gonna get backlash for it. Like all I said was I
Mhm.
didn't hate it, and people were just like, I'm like, I didn't say it was fantastic. I said it wasn't fantastic. I just didn't hate it, and people were like, how dare you? Like, okay,
Yeah,
excuse me.
18 comments. And
How dare you?
it's funny
Lofty.
the idea that
It's making fun of them.
there's an entirely all-female group of construction workers. That's hilarious. That's somebody who doesn't live in reality. It's the same reason that we make fun of like, oh, why aren't there more women Alaskan ice fishermen? Why aren't there more women who I don't know
Alaskan
work
ice
in the fucking middle of Hollow Earth or all these other like intense
The deadliest
male jobs.
The deadliest snatch.
Yeah. It is funny. It's funny. Andrew Thomas. Hey, sexy ladies. I am here to simp for Wicked. She is so beautiful, sexy, and cool. I appreciate her opinions too.
Oh,
Look
thank
at that.
you.
Everything. He likes
And
the whole
opinions.
Andrew.
Thanks. Go
But
see Barbie.
notice how
Go see
opinions
Barbie.
came last.
I know it's like that's important, but not as important as the rest. Well, thank
It's
you.
okay.
Andrew.
We're keeping it
Appreciate
100. Deranged
Yeah.
Lunatic. Oppenheimer is a Godzilla prequel movie.
That's interesting.
That's funny. You should tweet
When do
that.
we get to the point that people start demonizing each other if they say they like a movie? I feel like it's just going
Dude,
full circle.
Are we
I
not
think-
already there?
I feel like I'm gonna
Sound
get
of,
that.
Sound of Freedom over the last like 2 weeks, that was absolutely the case.
I'm about to see that tonight. I'm
I
excited
haven't
for
seen
it.
it yet. Bad person.
It's gonna
I
make me
haven't, like-
cry. I gotta see it. I know it's gonna
Send
make me
it to
cry,
you.
but
It
I
is
gotta-
hot
I
girl
haven't seen
summer.
it yet, but people were bawling after it, so. Yeah.
I'm
And
excited.
I know I'm gonna get backlash. People are gonna be like, "You're stupid if you didn't didn't
Good.
dislike
Bimbo
Barbie."
power.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
say
all-
it.
it
I don't
is-
give a
power.
fuck.
I
We
thought
liked
that was
it.
so
We laughed.
silly,
We
like,
cried. It was great.
They get so
Wonderful.
upset. It's like it's
No,
just my opinion. You can. It's totally fine for you to have a different opinion, but why is my opinion affecting your life so badly that you're just like so upset?
and you know
It's-
what? If Ben Shapiro and company made a conservative Barbie movie, I would love to see what that would look like.
It would
No?
be so stupid, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just
She
gonna be
didn't even
honest.
see the Barbie movie. She's like, I'm gonna just be real here.
How is this
like,
not
I
a
can just tell because
conservative Barbie movie, though?
Yeah, it would be
even?
probably too overly. It would
It's
be
all-
too
it's-
much on the right.
There's no nuance almost in any sort of like intentionally like right-wing stuff. And
Wait.
it's fine, but
One
I don't
counterpoint
understand
though.
how this wasn't a. I don't understand how this was left or right. It was just the human experience, the Barbie movie. I mean,
right? No, for
Barbie
sure.
Making fun of a lot of things.
What
Greta
there was,
Gerwig
there wasn't like a cleavage moment. There was no like nudity. There was nothing like weird, or it was just like making a joke about dudes. We all make fun of like frat bros, right? Can we all agree with women? Fraternity brothers are hilarious, right?
Yeah.
That's
Just
the way
like
I
they make
look
fun
at
of
it.
sorority
Like
girls.
breaking up the family unit. I don't think it was like a right or left thing.
Yeah, I
Unless
see what
I'm
you're
wrong.
saying. with that. The frat
I was just saying, if
comparison.
there was like a conservative answer to the Barbie movie, I feel like it would be unbearable to watch. Was all.
Well, the one
no,
counterpoint
I
I have
agree
to
with
that
you.
though, I have one point of contention with that though. Brett Cooper could actually save it though.
Brett Cooper could do anything she wants to because she's great, but the rest of them don't. Like if Ben Shapiro wrote it, imagine.
I agree with you. What would the conservative answer even be? How much more conservative could Barbie be?
I don't know.
Barbie
I gotta see it.
Barbie gets pregnant like instead of going to college, Barbie graduates high school, immediately gets pregnant, gets married, then gets pregnant, keeps having kids. I don't know, never has an orgasm. I don't know what the conservative Barbie
And then yes. It would be the world where all the Kens they impregnate all of the Barbies. They have, and then when they lose their bodies because of pregnancy, then they cheat on the and then there's new Barbies, and I don't know what.
Then Ken goes to a conservative conference far, far away and meets other dolls.
Like there would be no conflict in this movie. Like
He has
it's
a
just
secret
what
Barbie
happens.
family in Canada.
Yes, a secret family. That's very conservative.
I just don't
No
see.
idea.
Yeah, I and my brother is far left, gay, far left. He's my best friend. I love him. We do not align politically. He did not like it. He thought it was a idea spaghetti pasta sort of like way too much, and it was very disappointing. I'm like, well, that's your experience because you're maybe a dude. Well, not maybe
he's the
a
target
dude. You're a
audience,
dude.
maybe.
Yeah, you're a gay man.
And not that I'm saying that Ben Shapiro should not have an opinion on Barbie. That's insane. Of course he should have an opinion, but like just like I would trust a hardcore Star Wars nerd's opinion on Star Wars, I would trust a millennial girl's opinion more on Barbie than a millennial dude's opinion. It's like someone who's steeped, came up in that culture, has some knowledge, has played with Barbie. So not that of course he can't have an opinion, but it's just
I
like, all
agree
right,
with
consider
you,
the
but
source.
the thing is though, in his review, because I watched it, he starts off the review and ends the review saying this is literally the worst movie he's ever seen. Literally the worst movie. I'm like, oh yeah, in the last 10 years, that's the worst movie you've seen. Like you're being sensationalist. That's not an honest opinion.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
There's definitely worse.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Someone's triggered. My God. Worst
Right?
movie you've ever seen. Everybody in that theater was highly entertained. Even the child that was crying. So
I would watch it again.
I would too.
I would too. I went in there waiting to hate it, and I loved it because I do hate the movie Lady Bird. She also directed that. I just thought it was a shitty film.
Right. It
But,
definitely wasn't worse than Female Ghostbusters.
I
That was
watch
I did not
train
bother.
wreck, that was a train wreck.
That was brutal.
I think it's ridiculous to remake any movie like let's do the girl version. It's just like a stupid like
I
Ocean's.
just feel like Hollywood has never has any original ideas anymore. Like all those classic movies that we love from the 90s, early 2000s, nobody has any good ideas anymore. It's either a sequel, a prequel, a remake, or whatever. And it's kind of
Same with
sad.
Broadway. Yeah.
So on my stream yesterday, Epic Mike, he gave it a D+, right? But he said that Barbie was still better than the new Indiana Jones, and I was like, damn.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
I heard that movie
see, I
sucked.
haven't
And he
seen
gave
the
it a
movie.
D+, and he was a man. So there we go. That's
I
think Ben
wonder-
Shapiro's
let's,
being dramatic.
Maybe we'll do let's do a Legally Blonde man version. We'll like
Ooh.
reverse the roles and
Would we call it Legally Bland?
we'll do Legally
But,
Bland. It's a man
Legally
trying to get into cosmetology school instead.
Oh,
It'll be hilarious, right? No, it's stupid.
I would also watch I would like to see a Ken movie.
I would love to see that with Ryan Gosling. Like he was
Yeah.
so funny. He crushed it in this role. He was so silly.
He was great.
He was great. He was fantastic.
Looked great. Easy to look at. Had fun.
His body
I
was
love
great. His face,
grease
I don't
lightning.
think.
The grease lightning dance, loved it. That little
Loved
grease
it.
lightning
That
where
was
they did
so
the Ken dance.
random.
It was so random, but I loved it.
I loved it. He pulled it off flawlessly. Who would you think would be the other Ken? I thought maybe Zac Efron. Something
I'm
like
surprised
that.
he wasn't in
Yes.
this movie. He's very
Yeah.
Ken. Like, yeah, I didn't
Because
think about
maybe
that.
Zac Efron is so much younger than Margot Robbie. It maybe
Ma-
would have looked weird.
Not that Ryan wasn't fantastic. I loved him, but if it were somebody else,
Can you imagine what would have happened to this movie if Amy Schumer would have stayed on as Barbie? You remember she
That's
was cast
what we were
like
talking
Barbie?
about. She wouldn't have fit into
I
any
wouldn't
of
have
the
seen it.
costumes.
I wouldn't have went
Awful.
to stand here. I wouldn't have went to go see it.
Like they're
They made
complaining
the
now
right
about
choice
Margot
there.
Robbie.
She was gonna play Barbie.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was originally
Oh,
cast.
boy.
And they changed it. I know. I wouldn't have. It would not have done this well.
no amount of prosthetics would have made her look like Barbie.
No.
There would have been no,
No way.
It wouldn't have hit.
No way.
correctly.
It would've
But I
tanked.
do think maybe when she made that comment about it's just not feminist enough, I think she is a comic. I think maybe she was just making a joke. I don't know. Not in her brain, but
Let's see. This is an older article. Amy Schumer reveals why she dropped out of Barbie film project 6 years ago. Wow, they were working on it that long.
Why does she always have her tits out?
Because that's when you're a bigger girl. That's all
Oh,
you've
that's
got.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fair. Okay.
As a former large girl, you have to rely on your boobs more than other parts.
Just ask
Amy
Lena Dunham. She's always naked.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God, please.
yeah, you know what? Granted,
I would
she
rather
looked
not.
better. Let her show something.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow,
the both
Schumer
of it.
was developing the project at Sony as her own vehicle, but in 2017, her involvement ended and the project moved to Warner Brothers. Wow, this has been in the works for a long time. They said I was too thin. That's Schumer joked
Right.
when she was on Watch What Happens with
Right.
Andy Cohen. I can't wait to see the movie. I think it looks awesome. I think we said it was scheduling conflicts. That's what we said, but it really was just like creative differences. There's a new team behind it, and it looks like it's very feminist and cool. So I will be seeing this movie. It's not
Okay,
that
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's not that feminist.
It's
Cohen
not, no.
asked
There's just
Schumer if
feminist parts. The whole
if
movie
she-
isn't feminist.
yeah, if she felt the first version wasn't feminist and cool. Yeah, weird.
I don't think I don't know. I don't look at feminism like it just looks like feminism to like I think like Amy and Greta Gerwig is just like common sense. I don't think it's like this like destroy all men and break down the family unit. You know what I mean? It's just like a common sense thing. I think people have different interpretations of it.
Sure.
Especially men and women. Like I'm gonna stick by. I totally understand why men don't like this movie. Some of them found the humor in it, which is great, but it's not.
Yeah.
They're not gonna relate to it because they didn't grow up playing with Barbies. That's
Exactly, which is why I
the bottom
reserve the
line.
right to not go see any Tokyo Drift car movie. Exactly. I don't give two fucks about
Did you
it.
hear
Let
that they're
the girls
developing a
open
Hot
up the
Wheels
thing
movie?
this time.
They're
What's
developing
that?
a Hot Wheels movie. So there you go. You guys got your movie
Great,
coming.
wonderful.
There you go.
I will not be
Wonderful.
That's lovely.
Wonderful.
That's lovely.
Wonderful. Love it. You go see your Evil
Good for the
Knievel
men.
movie.
Look,
all
if it was
you
a
want.
feminist movie, people like, and I'm gonna ignore the chat after this. People who are like, oh, like it was a feminist movie. If it was a fucking feminist movie, let me tell you, there would be no pink. Nobody would be wearing dresses or skirts. Everybody would be a CEO at all times. There would be no like bimbo jobs, no regular jobs. There would be a complete aversion towards men, and there wasn't. Like the
Not
Barbies
at
like
all.
hanging around Kent. So it's like I just don't.
They put the two hottest white fucking like model-esque people in the lead roles, right? Straight white blonde people as their lead roles. I don't understand how they're like even complaining about some sort of if there were any, it's not feminist or like anti-man or anti-woman. It's very American white bread, if you ask me, right?
Yeah.
Those are the exact, it's Ryan fucking Gosling, right?
From The Notebook.
They
Think
could have
of
had Rachel McAdams be Barbie.
She would have been great. Think of her like in Mean Girls. She would have been a great. I know she's older now, too, but she still looks great. Just put that.
Regina
put a blonde in.
George could have been
Yes,
Barbie.
She was Barbie. She was the first Barbie.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Blake Lively would have been good too.
Blake.
We love
Blake
Blake.
and
And
Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds.
so much.
Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
would have been a good Ken.
Blake and Ryan would have been great, but they actually like they're so in love that
Yeah.
They have like 10 kids now. They're busy.
that'd have been great to see.
I love that for them.
I love that for them. DW, I suspect those goats at the OC fair yesterday have a taco truck in their near. No, but I love the goats. Matthew Hammond. Elle watched a movie. What is going on here? Is this doppelganger?
No, so I don't watch a lot of movies, but I did. So I watched Oppenheimer. I acquired it. I'll just say that, and I was watching it for a different reason, and it's that after Oppenheimer left the Atomic Energy Commission, Jeff Bezos's maternal grandfather actually like took over and ran the Atomic Energy Commission. So I was wanting to see if there were any nods to that. So that was why I watched it.
Oh,
I feel so bad talking about like dumb shit like Barbie for like
No,
100 years, and just everything she said, I have no idea what.
No,
that
so
was.
hey, do you want me to get you
You're
up to speed?
smart. I know.
Do you want me? No. Do you want me to get you up to speed? Jeff
Yes,
Bezos' grandfather
Yes,
was
please.
one of the literally quoted as the godfather of DARPA, which is the Advanced Research Projects Agency, which is under the Department of Defense, worked with the Pentagon, and had a lot of hands in big contracts with the Atomic Energy Commission right after they kicked out Oppenheimer. That's all you need to know. That's it.
It's so
Now
sad
you know.
because like I was more concerned with like cutting this wig up to go to a movie theater. And everything you just said
Sounds
just
like my
No.
typical weekend.
I know. I'm like that sounds actually very interesting, and maybe I should read up on that.
But that's okay. Like I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing what you like to do. I like to do like that kind of stuff. It's fine. I think that it's lovely to do like what you want to do. Don't feel,
There would be no way I would ever be able to even decipher anything that you read.
Yes, you
probably
could.
From a
Yes, you could.
databases, but like it's just funny. We're like
Yes, you could.
we're talking about like women empowerment, and then we're like, oh fuck, she just
no
Barbie movie.
See, I didn't think Barbie was
just
a
don't like
women
movies
empowerment
that much
message.
to
I
be
think
honest.
it was like the Barbie movie was like, yeah, you grow up and you're gonna become a receptionist, which is so fucking real to me. It's like the real world is not like a glamorous place where anything can happen. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna be CEO. It's like, no, you're gonna be somebody's assistant, and that's it. That's the real world.
When I was little, I thought I was going to be a fashion designer, but I can't draw. So that dream died out real quick.
Ooh, I love this question. When you were like in kindergarten, everyone, Chrissy, what did everybody say? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, definitely gymnast and veterinarian. Both.
Gymnast and veterinarian.
A gymnast because of Kimberly from for me from Power Rangers, the Pink Ranger. I didn't get to go. I never got to take classes, but when I watched that, I was like, "That's what I'm gonna do." And then I never took one class.
I only did through high school. That was it.
I wanted to be a school nurse for some reason. I was just obsessed with the school nurses when I was a
They
kid
were so
growing up.
sweet. They give you the
I
ice
was
pack.
That's a very trappable job.
Maybe
Yeah.
they made you feel like, did you go to the nurse all the time? Maybe they made you feel like comfortable and safe.
You're
I
like,
don't
I
know
wanna
what it
check you
was,
for
but they were always
life.
really nice. So
Oh, I love that.
Then I became a news reporter, and I'm obsessed with nuclear bombs. That's why I want to see Oppenheimer. Yeah. So when Elle was talking about nukes, I was like, I'm right there with you, girl.
Girl,
Like, I
we
don't
should
know.
chat. It's fun.
Oh
But-
yeah, you know nukes. I don't know what it is, but in recent times they keep me up at night. So I'm like, it could be any time. It's so weird. I'm a weirdo.
Not at all.
That's it. Just
I love that shit.
normal, anxiety.
Surely things.
Yeah,
I just thought of you know the phrase
nuclear heat death of the universe. It's fun.
You know the phrase bros before hoes? I just thought of something, but it's a racial slur that involves nukes, and I'm not gonna say it.
What?
Blanks
I wonder
before
if
nukes.
they-
Or nukes before blanks. All right. You guys can figure it out. My brain is a pun machine.
Oh God.
Can't turn it off.
I got it.
I can't turn it off.
I love it.
Anyway, Kiana, what did you want to be in kindergarten?
Oh, I wrote down on the thing, I said I want to be a model or a librarian. I'm neither. I'm not a
Wow.
model, not a supermodel, and I barely read. So here we are, Didn't say
Librarians
I
don't
wanted to
really
wear a
have to
wig for a
read,
living. But
have to,
Brittany, what did you say?
It depends what age. I think initially I wanted to be a vet because I was obsessed with animals, but then I realized you have to put the animals down. So then I changed to CEO.
I love that.
Yes, girl,
Aw.
work.
Basically, you're a CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work for myself essentially. I mean, kind of. We all kind of work for YouTube.
God, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm basically a CEO.
You are, exactly.
That's funny.
Girl
Wow.
boss.
I guess Barbie had an impact on me.
What was yours?
I wanted, it's very specific, and it popped into my head, I guess, when I was like 10 or 11. I wanted to be the editor-in-chief of Allure magazine. So I wanted to be the editor-in-chief of a fashion magazine. I used to love that magazine. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then
I love Allure.
It's really good. Like, it's like the only one that actually focuses on, I think I like learned how to do makeup from it. So it was important to me. So, but I did not do that.
I should have probably just like ditched school and like I love styling people. I should have been a stylist. I love good aesthetic.
Ooh,
You could
I
totally
would
do
have
it.
done that. Thank you,
Should I-
King of
Is it too
Diet
late in life? I'm 30.
No, it's never
and
too
I'm
late.
wearing a wig. I don't know.
Girl, I'll fly you to Alabama and you take me shopping.
Sean Green, Barbie
need
should have
help.
been made for kids, not PG-13. Well,
Some
then
make
you
it
couldn't make
boring?
some of the jokes that it wouldn't have done as well.
I think the
Yeah.
jokes that were maybe because it like when she says I don't have a vagina and he doesn't have a penis, like that kind of I feel like that alone made them they had to make it PG-13. Some of the
Yeah.
jokes, like I had she was probably like maybe 7 next to me. Some of the jokes just went over her head. I could tell, like 'cause she didn't
Oh,
really giggle,
yeah.
but then the silly, childish stuff, she was cracking up. So, but again, I was not sheltered as a kid. So if my mom would have took me to see this movie, it would have been mild. I loved Pretty Woman when I was a kid. I had no idea what a prostitute was, but I loved the movie. My mom let me
Wow.
watch it, and I didn't know what was going on.
Also,
Well, there's
I don't
tons of
think
animated
kids-
Barbie movies that are actually geared towards, younger girls.
Yeah, like Nutcracker. That was a good
Nutcracker.
one.
It was so good.
Nutcracker. It's about a feminist.
It's about a feminist.
Exactly.
Barbie was obviously made for like millennial girls, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bunch of children playing with Barbies right now.
No.
They're
They're
playing
all
with
on
iPads.
fucking iPads.
Yeah, exactly. So why would it be made for children? It's just like
Right.
nostalgia. Like,
Yeah.
Millennials are like very much kind of our niche is nostalgic marketing, and we eat it up because like everything was so good and then it wasn't, and so it's very easy to remind us of like that like good happy time back when you were just a kid playing with your Barbies or whatever.
Like, what is going to be the
it's
nostalgia
easy
for the
marketing.
kids now? Are they gonna be like, oh wow, the
Remember
first
that TikTok
iPad?
dance?
You know,
Right.
like
Angry Birds. Yeah, remember the first time you played Angry Birds? It was lit.
Oh
oh
Flappy
my
Bird.
God, Chrissy, let's start writing it. We'll start the writing about the kid and their relationship with their iPad.
Yeah, like
So that they
ooh,
can have
is that
nostalgia, and then in
Minecraft
10 years
or
when we're
fucking
80,
video games? Yeah.
yeah.
You're gonna be 80 in a few years. Girl, you
I,
feel like
I rounded up.
Great for 78.
yeah, really
Oh.
radiant.
Push-up says, Lauren, one thing Nolan missed that was Oppenheimer's 1954 hearing happened right after the Korean War. 36,500 Americans dead, caused in part because Soviet spies stole atomic secrets from Los Alamos.
We were looking at that last night. I can't remember the name of the guy, but it was 2 guys that were sentenced for like stealing secrets that Oppenheimer associated with. There was a lot of like, I did think that my biggest like complaint about Oppenheimer in general was that I know that that was 100% relevant to the time, but they used very overtly, I think, modernized phrasing to refer to like, well, he's a fascist, he's a this, that, and the other. And I know that there was absolutely concerns of fascism and whatnot at the time. It certainly was a thing then, but like the way I can't quite explain it, but the way that they were still using the terminology still felt very like anachronistic compared to like how I think it would have been referred to. But I don't know.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like a serious movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, like it was relevant to the time. There's a lot of, I mean, it's World War II. There's a lot of like like German versus like. It's like, but it did not feel contemporary to the time, because contemporary to the time, the way that the media, the way that people talked about what was going on in that war were not the way they were talking about it. And so contextually, it made no sense, but that's all right.
Keanu, look at your hair. It's different.
I had to. I was exhausted.
Oh my
Hi,
God,
it's-
you're a different
I'm
woman.
back. It's Kiki.
Andrew Thomas, welcome back, Venti. It's good to have the band back together again. Yes, it is. And we haven't even talked about your big trip to California, your whatever podcast experience, which we sniped a little bit last Sunday.
Oh my God.
Overall thoughts, feelings. I hope you're not sick of talking about it, but it was exciting to watch, and I just feel like, and I guess I don't want. Maybe the host is not typically like super involved in drawing out the guests, but it seems more like he is just the owner of a petting zoo and lets everyone just run free. And he doesn't necessarily, like, look after or draw anyone out or guide conversation.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It just
Oh,
seemed like
God.
hungry hippos if it was a podcast.
Yeah, I actually agree that he could have, because that's your job as a host. You have to kind of guide the conversation. He would, and I wasn't the only one that felt this way.
I don't know if you saw me, Brittany. I was watching it live in the chat. Like by the end, I'm going, these three are the only people here that are fucking doing anything, and then everyone else is suicidal. My God.
Well, he
You
has to be
didn't-
the one that
you-
makes other people talk because he's the host, right? And he would emphasize like the wrong parts that people weren't interested in. So, for example, Anna's age. Everyone was like universally pretty annoyed about that. And it was like too long. It should have just been more of like a quick thing. And there was a couple moments like that where you press on to the topic and it was done at the wrong moments, at the moments that weren't interesting to people. So I would work on that. It's not easy being a host. It's just a skill you have to learn, especially like for live streaming.
No, I think he does it on purpose to make people, he keeps you guys there. How long were you there? Let me ask you.
46 hours.
I think it was like 5 hours or something.
It was 5 hours.
Oh my
It's
God.
Did they
literal
offer you
torture.
alcohol or drinks or
Wow.
anything?
Right.
The food
He
and
makes
beverage
you sit in the
situation.
most uncomfortable chair, shits on you for not telling your age, first of all, like from the go. And then has 60 people there. He barely does anything and he just sits back. Like, it's literal torture to the point where he's doing something right, because people finally say something and speak up after 5 hours, and then he clips it. But like, he does nothing as a host, right? You
He
threw
could have
the
guided
only
better as
entertaining
the
thing
host.
about it. Like,
But the chairs, yeah, that was true about the chairs too. We had to sit we have to sit like this and always keep our back straight and talk directly into the mic
I
like
noticed
this.
that. It looked uncomfortable because the angle of the mic stand allowed for zero relaxing. You had to be like,
yeah,
you had to have good posture for 5 hours. It was really hard to do that. So I don't blame anyone if they couldn't maintain that for a prolonged period of time. I felt like he was pretty honest about his answers though, like, and actually answered in good faith, even though like I didn't agree with like some of the ideology, where it comes across very much as like and my point in saying this on the show, like I think it was like the middle or end, in like his standards for women, was pointing out that when women come on these shows in the red pill manosphere, if they even say they want a guy that's like slightly above average, they're slammed for it, right? It's like unrealistic, and it's been like the butt of the joke for the past how many years, right? But if a guy says that they want something that's like slightly above average, then nobody really presses it or says it's unrealistic, even though it's the same statistically, to get a girl that doesn't have OnlyFans, isn't really on Instagram, is attractive, is young. Also, like, there's a list of requirements. So it goes both ways. Not that having standards is wrong, is not the point. You shouldn't settle for someone you're not happy with, but you should improve yourself to strive for that. And also, it's just as small of a chance as the girls are asking for like a little bit above average guy. Nowadays, 6 figures is like middle class because of inflation.
Yeah. That's
so
insane.
that was kind of and my point going on there was to kind of de-radicalize a little bit because it's very polarized, like women versus men. And it kept feeling like that's what it goes to. And a lot of the episodes I've watched, I noticed that's what it goes to because it's sensationalist. That's what gets clicks, that's what gets views. And that's what I don't like about what Mr. Bryan does. But I think that he was like honest and genuinely meant his opinions in good faith when he answered. So I give him credit for that. And he was nice. And
that's the host's name, Mr. Bryan. Right.
Yeah. he spells his name like Brixan or something. It's like the Zoomer way of spelling it.
What? That's so gay. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
His show is 5 hours of getting you three were fantastic on there for what you could do. I mean,
yes.
Other than that, the rest of the people look suicidal. My wig will say it, not me. The rest of the people look suicidal. And I feel like they would rather have been, it's like waterboarding. You'd rather be waterboarded than sit there for 5 hours while he sits in a comfortable chair and just lets these fucking girls say nothing and do nothing. You three were the only three that even spoke up at all. 5 hours? Weren't you guys like just over it?
Well, yeah, because everyone gets tired because of the posture thing. There's no food there. There's no drinks there. It's just water.
Torture, right?
Or
And
Anna,
so-
the water
wow.
must have killed her.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
that was great.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
How
everybody
can
did
I
what
offer
they
you
could.
guys drinks? I can't get over this point. Like when I have people on for 1 hour at Wet Spot, I'm like, who's getting the White Claws? Who needs seltzer? Who needs water?
Let's
like
get
I
drunk.
can't.
Chrissy's
You
a
can't
good
have people
host.
talking on a show and have not a variety of liquids for them.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
messed
that's
up.
his thing. I think that's why he gathers these clips because people are just looking around like,
wait till you dry out.
What's happening?
Get
Where
desperate.
Yeah, so
are
it's no
we?
one. Actually, come to think of it, they do that in reality shows. They purposely don't feed people and give them alcohol. He doesn't give
Yeah.
alcohol, but the reality shows give alcohol to like stir drama. It's a way of like stirring the pot. 'Cause
Right.
people are
He
agitated. They're cranky.
He tortures you to stir the pot for 5 hours. And he
5
very specifically
hours.
sits in a comfy chair around.
Oh yeah,
all
he was like
you.
Stephen Hawking over
He's
there.
like this.
His chair's all tricked out. He's got the big mic stand. He's comfortable. He's cozy. He's got
chill.
armrests,
He's
and
just
everybody
chilling,
else
and
is
he
like,
sometimes doesn't even say anything. I was proud of you guys for like speaking up. It's like the people that speak up at like something's not right here.
yeah,
Yeah,
I guys at the pee.
Yeah, I got off to use people got off to use the bathroom a few times. The host also got off a few times. That's the one thing though about like the instigating. He did try, even though I said he does answer like when I asked the question in good faith, even though I don't agree with the answer, as I said earlier, because like double standard. But he did try to instigate a few times with like some of the girls to like try to stir the pot. And I don't know. I just think there's a better way to do it.
Tried to instigate something twice. The rest of the time, he just sat back and watched a bunch of uncomfortable people be uncomfortable until they. It's like a
Benji,
social
was
experiment.
he dealing with a lot of technical issues? That's what it looked like was going on with Brian. It looked like he was very distracted with a lot of like technical behind the scene issues.
You mean in his brain or?
I've seen one episode where his mic's completely cut off for like a good 5-10 minutes. So he does have technical issues sometimes, it seems like.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I
It
have technical
happens.
issues all the time. I feel like this is. I feel like it's a work, and I would love to go on the show. I dream of it. He's
We
doing
should go
something
together,
right.
Keanu. Yeah, I want to
No,
go.
we
too.
gotta go. We gotta
Do
go.
you know
I
who
would
you're
love
going
to
on
go.
with before you get there? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you know who you're going
Who?
on with before you go on
Me?
there? No.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
just curious,
no.
like what the flow of that show is. It just seems like a bunch of people show up and
Yeah,
like, shoved
I
in
didn't know
there.
anybody,
Yeah.
and I wasn't told who was going on. I knew obviously Anna
Okay.
and Sean, but no,
right. I didn't know if
not
like
otherwise.
because like you got to do like prep or I guess not.
No,
When you
not
sign up,
really.
they go, "Hey, are you gonna have your tits out? Or are you gonna have opinions?" So
Oh,
they, like,
that's the one thing.
immediately-
Okay, Chrissy, no, you're actually right. No, listen, this is
Which
something
group
that
so
are you
nobody
true.
gonna
talked
be in?
about.
Yeah.
This is something nobody talked about. So unless Anna did on her stream or whatever afterward, but on the sheet that or like the text, the wall text he gives you before you go on of like how to dress, He purposely
you a dress?
says, yes. So he purposely says,
Should I bring my wig, my fur? My God.
So this
Your
is,
best
and he
fur is
has
your
it,
finest.
and it's kind of like directed at the women. So it's like kind of like you can understand from how it's implied, and you'll understand why in a second. So it says like, don't wear dark colors, like neutral colors, because they don't show up on camera. But he's wearing black, as Anna pointed out. He's wearing black like every episode, so I didn't really get that. So that was the first red flag. I'm like, that's weird. You wear black every episode. Anna's right. Then the second thing was like, show up in first date attire or club wear. It was something along those lines, like wearing club. So to make the girls look crazier and wear bright colors. He's like, bright
Club
colors are
wear.
great.
Well,
and wear
I would show up in that. I would be a perfect guest. And did it also say in the email, if you're a small Asian woman who looks suicidal, should you wear a terracotta soldier helmet and just say nothing the entire time? Because she seems to be a fixture on the podcast. Is that it? I mean, I don't understand. Club wear? You know who I'm talking about? Is it his girlfriend? Is she being held captive by him or what?
I think she's just like a repeat.
I think she's just a producer or something, but
she just sits there with her helmet on, and he's
I think
like,
it is
"You think
smart
that's
to tell
funny?"
people what they would wear for a night out, because it's like you get to see like what's like. I would wear this on a night out. You know, it's like I think what someone wears on a night out speaks to how they present themselves when they're
I would
looking
just
to be
wear
courted. You know,
That's
a
an
single
interesting
leaf of
point.
arugula over each of my nipples and just walk into the club. Like that's what I would do. I find him. I would love to go on this show. I really would. But he's doing something right. He has a lot of followers. I don't understand. That's all.
I just don't like the whole like making the culture worse of men versus women. And I really wanted to emphasize that we need to bring romance back and stop making it all about just sex and like what you can get from someone. I hate how transactional it is. Like, yes, there's parts of it where it's like, yes, you have to be attracted to someone. Yes, like if you want a family and you want to be the stay-at-home wife, yes, the guy has to make money. But what about the romantic aspects? And it just seemed like, I don't know, I feel like I was in a different world than how it is now with like, oh, there's no label to anything. Just, you know, we're going by autistic ratings of how we rate each other. And I just don't agree with it at all. I think it's very dehumanizing.
It is, because when you meet the right person, your idea of what you want on your list completely disappears. Ultimately, it comes down to the chemistry and shared values. That's it.
Yeah, and the girls try to voice that on the show, but it seems like it kind of goes ignored no matter how much nuance women give. And it seems like when you give nuance, the worst part of it is that sensationalism is rewarded, and then when you give nuance, you get shit on. So I can kind of see why people go down that road. It's like, oh, I see the other side of it now. It's like you have to be entertaining and also nuanced, and also if you're a woman, you have to be like attractive too. It's really hard to do all those things. Attractiveness takes a lot of effort for women, so it's not
you
an
have to
easy
be Barbie,
thing.
apparently, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's not easy. So, but I still think morally there's a better way to go about it to make it entertaining and not make the gender relations worse and then fuel men's disdain for women, and they act like male feminists in the chat.
Who's the name of the guy who does the podcast?
Unequivocally,
Ryan something.
Ryan.
You
Curious
did
about him.
great though on there, Brittany. You really did. You guys were the only
5
ones
hours
that
with
even,
no
like,
drinks.
had a
Holy shit.
Brian Atlas.
I don't know why everyone got so mad when I said baby mama, baby daddy. Like if okay, if it were me,
unmarried
I would just
reproduction partner.
why was everyone really uppity about that?
Yeah.
Like if it were me, okay, so if it were me and I had an OnlyFans, I would just go the route of like, yeah, I'm hoeing it up. Yeah, just own it. Like why do
I
people
say
get
it
mad about
early.
the
I say
accurate
it often.
labels?
I know, right? Baby mama. What
I
are
think
you supposed to
here's the
call
thing
it?
with women. I think women sometimes when you put things clearly and bluntly, some women experience that as being harsh. And Brittany, like you put things clearly and bluntly because of your personality. And I think that's why some women experience you as like being too harsh, or maybe even some women like would misconstrue as you as being cunty, but really like you're just honest. And I think a lot of women, men, some men too, are used to kind of being coddled and no one's ever honest with them. So that when they experience someone who is bluntly honest, they're like, oh my God. And they feel like hurt.
You're so mean. How dare you? Yeah, no.
So when you go and you
accept
say
that.
you have a baby mama, to it like that sounds negative, but that is what it is, you know, just like some women don't want to hear that they're overweight. Some, you know what I mean? Like it's just it is what it is.
Mama,
but the
it's like,
surprising
what are
thing
you supposed
is
to say? The mother of your first child you had before you were with me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a baby mama. There's fucking, you know,
There's nothing wrong
ways
with
to
it.
say things.
They're like, that's too ghetto. Don't call me that. That's kind of the sentiment I got from that. But I think the host doesn't like that term either, because I've seen him say in the episode when someone brought up baby mama, he was like, do we have to put labels to things? Like, why is everyone triggered
You're
by
the one
this
asking
term?
ages for everybody,
right?
It's not a label. It's just what someone is.
I think it was the episode where the girl flashed her chest. That's where he said it.
Really?
Yeah,
Did they
she
have to blur
actually
it out?
did. Yeah, he had to
He
cut
used
out
to-
the stream.
He used to do
God,
like a shock
not a
jock, like
nipple. What are we gonna do?
This is the same stream that had Gorlock on it, right?
Yes,
I
no
wish
one's
Brittany
gonna
and
top
Anna would have been on
Gorlock.
that one. That would have been great. I would have loved to see that. I don't know if you guys would have liked to have been in the presence of that.
It's a ghost.
but
But
it would have
Nina
been
on. She has
funny.
the opposite opinion of you ladies. Oh yeah, Nina was doing a whatever podcast stream like the same day that I was last Wednesday. We had like dueling.
I seen people in the chat
whatever
saying she had an
streams.
opposite opinion on Barbie, but she didn't hate it. I'm
Oh,
gonna be
yeah?
on Toxic Femme tomorrow. I've talked about it with her in
Ooh.
group chat. She didn't hate it.
I'll throw her a link, but I'm sure she's busy. But I'll toss.
Yeah, but no, she
her.
didn't hate it. She had, her critiques, but she definitely has been open about not hating it. But I saw people saying that earlier, and I'm like, no, she didn't hate it. She said it wasn't the worst thing.
Okay, that's interesting.
Like, I don't think maybe we all liked it a little bit more than her, but I give it a 6
Yeah.
out of 10. That's not a great score. It's just not. It wasn't terrible. That's how I look at it.
I always look to try to enjoy things more than I try to look to not enjoy things, but maybe that's just how I'm.
I
oriented.
didn't not enjoy it. I enjoyed it because it was horrifying. He does that on purpose, though. Brittany and Anna and Brittany's betrothed, they did their best to make some points. And then this host, he's doing something right. There's a reason people are watching. He has his audience, and then he starves these women to death. Tells them to wear something. I'm teasing, but he tells them what to wear and do whatever. Keeps them there for 5 hours. Barely says a thing, and of course, people are like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I would have been
Yeah.
like, can I order a
From
pizza?
start to finish.
I'm
but-
surprised he did not, as a to have you and Sean there, a live real couple. I'm surprised. Like, I guess he didn't maybe ask you guys different types of questions, and I'm very surprised Anna, who was like just got engaged like very recently, that he didn't ask more about like Anna's process of getting engaged. I feel like that was a missed opportunity there for a relationship show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think.
agree. He also could have asked it's easy to say this after the fact, hindsight's 2020, but this is part of like being a host and everything. And I understand as a streamer, Chrissy obviously understands, like, if you're a live streamer, you understand, like, and have people on, you understand what that means and what you have to do and the skills you have to learn. But he could have pressed the lawyer check more about like
Yes.
that duality, about how she's a lawyer and an OnlyFans girl. And like,
Yes.
I wish it would have been brought up more about like debating about like OnlyFans and that sort of thing, because he's having OnlyFans girls on purpose, right? Like, that's a topic he wants to discuss, and I
like
feel like that
12
doesn't-
of them, and then says nothing about it.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd, but maybe he was just having an off day. I don't know.
It's not an off day. He does it. There's no 5-hour podcast where the host
It was
just
too
sits there and
long.
talks about nothing.
For sure.
He's doing it for a reason, because eventually something weird will happen.
Then he can clip that one little
right,
segment.
and then clip it. I mean,
Mm.
it's so he's doing that. But again, I would love to come.
I
on the
guess
show. I'll
it's
sit there.
worth
I can go days without food. I don't care. I would
I feel
sit
like-
there, I
I
can go
feel like
days
you'd be
without
great on
water.
it.
You don't have to give me any White Claw. I can mainline it.
You have to bring your own. You have to bring your
I
own White
would
Claw.
love to. I
How
would
are
love
there
to.
no? I'm sorry, I can't get over the lack of. Maybe because
Like,
I've
no
just been around
hospitality.
Italians for so long. You gotta offer food and
You gotta have
drink.
a good spread. Like
Yes,
yeah.
you need a spread.
I like some granola
Yeah,
bars
it's
and
just
water
good
at
manners.
least. Jeez.
Something, yeah.
Like orange slices.
I'm saying I would have just ordered a pizza or something out of it. Like, are you gonna tell me I
Yeah.
can't eat? Like, I'm hungry. It's
Get
been
some
5 hours.
kebabs.
Excuse me.
Those are cheap.
Well, he says in the slip beforehand, eat before because there's no food here. It says it on the
And also
pre-thing.
where
I would have had some snacks in my purse probably. Like
Yeah.
a
I mean,
granola bar, like
also-
she said.
It's pretty cheap, to be honest.
Also,
And
by the
also
way,
wear your
very
club
cheap.
outfits.
By the way, I don't know if this was emphasized enough on the episode if nobody caught on, but like when he was pressing us about the age thing, he saw our IDs. We were required to show them before we went on the show to show we're above 18. So I don't understand why that was pressed so hard.
Wow, because that's the basis for which they want to make all their judgments from. But it kind of
That's
actually
silly.
it wouldn't even suit their purposes because you and Anna were the more conservative women, but you're both booed up. So like the whole point, like, you know, it's the point of knowing somebody's age, I mean, like, oh, you're too old, but it's like you already both have guys, so they can't use the, you know what I mean, like.
And
the-
he was like, it was like, hey, and how old are you? And then she's like, well, no, I don't say that. I never say my age because I don't want to dox myself or whatever. And he's like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Moving on. So then how are you as a host? And then she was like, well, this is going to be a really great 5 hours for me. Like, how are you supposed to recover from that? Like, you know my age. I gave it to you in the paperwork you made me fill out. I wore my best club outfit. Like, there's 100 people here. Like, it's just it's all a work. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. But prove me wrong, sire. If I would love to come on.
Exploding pretty two quick things, dude.
I'll tell you my age, my weight, my date
Your
of
blood
birth,
pressure. Number
blood
one,
pressure, my
One
blood type
was the first Barbie film. Number two, I
I'll tell
told ya boy Zach to listen to your Barbie stream and cheer up. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy, Josh Krushki. Sounds Russian. What about the end when they don't work for equality, but it's okay, suppress the Kens? I didn't feel like they were suppressing the Kens. I felt like this was a reflection of little girls' playtime, right? And little girls are not interested in boys yet. So it's mostly girl Barbies because that's what we're interested in when we're little kids playing with dolls. I don't think it's like the active oppression of men because they hate men. It's more like, oh no, this is our house. Like, this is the Barbie dream house. It's not the Ken house. And
boys are still stinky.
They
in their
came
cooties.
in and made it the Ken house. So they're like, what the fuck? Give me my house back. They basically came in and squatted.
Yeah, someone's little brother took over the Barbie Land game. Like that's what
Right.
it sounded like.
How would you
like I
feel?
said earlier, like we would just like toss the Kens around. Like at night, Barbie went into the dream house or whatever, and Ken was just like back in the toy bin because we didn't think about
Yes.
they need to sleep in the same bed together. It wasn't that we hated Ken; it was just Barbie was the main focus.
He was an accessory, not because of a feminist undertone,
He
but
was.
because he just went in the box with the car and the furniture.
Yeah,
because we weren't thinking they
The
sleep
horse.
in a bed together because we weren't adults. It's like, think about if G.I. Joe had like an army den and Barbie came in and put up pink curtains, you'd be like, what the fuck?
The fuck are you doing? Yeah.
What was his name? The Dojo Casa. What was the long name that he gave? And they're like, that all means house. Like it sounds cool. Like I forgot what it was. Like,
Dojo, Casa,
house, something.
something like that. Yeah.
They're like, you don't need all of those words. He's like, yeah, but it feels good. We're like, all
Yeah.
right, Ken, go ahead, do it. Go on.
We like words.
Before I grab a couple of
Mojo
these
Doja
other-
Casa House. That was it.
Before I grab a couple of these other super chats, I want to make sure I mention Venti soaps. I can't believe you're a soap designer. How are you so multi-talented? And how does one even design a soap? How did you do this?
Well, basically, I give instructions and I know some color theory, and we do a lot of tests, and there's some failure batches sometimes, and we switch the ingredients. This batch is actually with the cleaner ingredients that, like, you can see every single ingredient that's on there, no mystery stuff, and it's right on the website. She's going to post this one soon. We have the bimbo bars up there, but this is the new batch she just made. She's about to list it. So in celebration of the Barbie movie, we have these bars, the bimbo bars. So if you use the code PINKOUT when you check out, you get a bar free if you order 2 bars, and it's free shipping at $30. And they're really pretty and glittery.
What do
And
they smell like?
really, they smell like strawberry. It's like very sweet.
Okay, cool.
I
And where
love
can they
that.
get them again? Or send it to me so I can post it in the description.
Yeah, I will send you it. It's under my name. It's readsoap.shop.
Ooh, okay.
Here.
Cool.
Yeah, readsoap.shop. And it has a specific category for the ones that I helped with. And she also came out with some new ones. So we're working together on designing the soaps and the scents and everything. And it's a lot of work because she's having to send it to me and then I have to give feedback. And so there's a lot of trial and error. But so far, I'm really happy with how things are coming out. And there's soaps for guys too that are really good. Like, hold on, I actually have a whole box of soap. One sec.
Soaps for guys. What do you mean? They have Axe body spray. What would they need anything else for?
We have a bar for that actually. So we have the FPBA bar. It's face, pits, balls, ass. And so
What?
you use
I
one bar
love
for
that.
everything. Yeah.
FPBA. That sounds like a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah. And then there's this one that was really pretty that she did. It's called Lumberjack, and it's with cypress, balsam fir, and goat's milk and hemp seed. And it's really pretty. You can't see it that well on camera, but on the website you could see it's like a landscape and it's like transparent. It's really cool.
Face, pit, balls, ass. That's what you said. I love that.
Hold on. Hold it up again,
That's
Venti.
brilliant.
Undo the solo
This
layout.
one?
That looks like a little scene.
Yeah, she made a cool ocean one too. It smells like the beach. It smells like sunscreen. It's very
Okay,
realistic.
It's my favorite smell.
That's brilliant.
I love it.
So they do a
So
really good job. It's mostly the
fun.
wife though that does the creative stuff. So we work together a lot. We talk every day, and
Very
they're really great to work with. So if you guys want soap, use Pink Out when you check out and get a free one when you buy 2.
I love.
Pink Out. I love it. I want to make sure I get all the Brittany questions. Giga Death says, "Hey, ya, Brittany. Hope to chat with you sometime. Hey, ya, the rest of the panel. Hail, chat. Hail, Giga Death.
Hello.
Ooh, very mysterious. I don't even know what he wants to talk to you about. Daniel Vargas, could we chat about Brit's whatever appearance? Oh, guess what? We did. Unless there's any other fun details.
I thought you were wonderful, and
Thank you.
you 3 were the only ones that spoke up against that strangeness. So good job.
It's just kind of, it made me a little sad that you automatically get thrown into the woke feminist camp. It's like being called a racist by the left. It's kind of like the right wing, but you're a feminist. It's like, but it'll be without any
Yes.
backing or reasoning. Like if you have any opinion that isn't like 100% on par with theirs on things that are like
You're out of the
irrelevant or
club.
even non-political sometimes. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of
Agreed.
annoying when I'm like, I'm not even for porn. I want to bring romance back. And then like people are misinterpreting my joke about like OnlyFans. I was like, yeah, I have OnlyFans of my cats. Because I literally did. And I posted pictures of my cats. And I made it into the top 10%.
They were not getting any of your jokes or
Yeah, and that's and that's how I know
Everyone was
it's hard to
terrified
make
for their
it.
lives because they were starving to death and dying of thirst and in uncomfortable chairs. By that point, no joke was being heard at all, and that's the point. So, again, great job, host. You did great though, Brittany. My God, and I laughed at your jokes.
My
from
super
home.
chat to Brittany was missed. Oh well, still love the show. Don't
Wait,
you look
didn't we
silly
see
now.
it?
I just read it. I literally just read it before, and that's his other one. I just want to make sure I'm getting all the Brittany ones. I read both of his. Let's see. Dex says, "Whatever is white people fresh and fit." Change my mind. I would agree.
I also wish like there's a platform for speaking out against trafficking, especially at Sound of Freedom. That's why I'm excited to go see that, because like I feel like I never get outlet to talk about like the anti-romantic things that happen and trafficking and everything in that area, because it's not like if you talk about it on YouTube, you get suppressed really badly. It's pretty much impossible. It's like I wish there was more talk about that, but alas.
I mean, I think the with the movie coming out, The Sound of Freedom, that's helping the conversation.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was so cool how people really stuck it out to watch that movie, because they would have like these weird things that would happen. Like in movie theaters, the fire alarms were going off, the TV screens were crashing, had like blue screen on the theater screen, flickering, like at all these different theaters saying it's sold out when it's not, and it's only one person in theater going, it said it was sold out. What's going on here? And it's like so weird that they're trying to like
I heard that too.
disincentivize people.
And then, like in hot states, they're turning the AC off, so
yeah,
they're just like in there
that's
sweating.
wild.
I heard of that. Yeah.
So I wonder if anything's going to happen tonight when I go see it.
Escape from Barbie Land. Ladies, now that we know your views on Barbie, what do you think of Sound of Freedom? Yeah, I will let you know. I will do a review as soon as I watch it.
Yeah, same.
They invited us back to the theater to review any movie we wanted.
Yes,
so.
they loved us. They were like, don't
yeah.
spoil. We were situated in the very front of the theater, like right when you walk in the kind of like foyer area, which was great because we got all this nice natural light hitting us, and it was much quieter than
And
inside.
we're just so beautiful anyway. So
yeah.
Radiant.
And a lot of people were like stopping to look at what we were doing. And it was good. We didn't piss anybody off.
The only rule was no spoilers. So
yeah, there's no way to spoil Barbie. You're not going for the plot. You're going for the aesthetics and the nostalgia. Like I was yelling at a couple people like, there's a trans Barbie, but don't worry, there's only one. That's all right. If everyone wants me to be something on this movie, I was upset that they made the redhead the trans Barbie. Okay, like I was like,
it's always the
you
redhead.
felt attacked by that.
I did feel that Chrissie is a beautiful woman, and she could have done a bang up job at that role, and it did go to someone because they were trans.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Should have been yours.
One more for Britt Lair from John Snowden. First, Brittany's review of Barbie movie was the one that's convinced me I'm definitely a man. This movie wasn't for me, but I'll probably eat an edible, watch it, and laugh at it. Anti-woke people are miserable.
It's a good plan.
Thank you, John. You just don't want, just like any strong belief, you don't want it to completely take over.
If something incenses you so much like the Barbie movie, then you need to relax a little bit. That's all.
There's so many other things that are like woke and grotesque to get mad about. Barbie is not one of them.
Exactly.
Drag Queen Story Hour, absolutely worth all of the ire.
Yeah.
Worth all of your anger and passion. Yeah. Kids getting transed, absolutely.
When I was on the train in my wig today, I truly did think that people thought I was on the way to do Drag Queen Story Hour. I mean, people thought I was a drag queen. They did. They were like, "Stay away from our libraries," and I was like, "I'm a girl."
They were asking
you did want to be a librarian back in the day.
I did, exactly. I'm like, I just wanted to be a librarian, but I'm a biological girl.
I think Venti has to jump off. I don't see any Venti related questions in here. I'm going to get to a few more, but I know Venti had to scram.
Yeah, the prep for the movie.
Ooh, yes. Tell the good people what's
Take
coming
tissues.
up where they can find you. Yeah, the tissues.
You guys can find me on YouTube still for now. Brittany Venti. You can see my Barbie movie review there. I did a stream on it. And make sure you visit Reed Street for the soap. Reed Street Soap. I always mess up the name. It's reedsoap.shop. That's the website. But it's Reed Street Soap. And I helped design some of it. And we're doing a lot of clean ingredients. So everyone needs soap. Wash your ass. I know some of you aren't washing your ass. Some of you aren't using soap. That's why we're here, why we're selling soap. So enjoy. It's also like little art pieces. They're so pretty.
Yeah, I would buy it
That's so
and be like, oh, it's too nice to use. And I'd be like a hoarder like my grandma, and I would just save it.
They're definitely collectible. But thank you for having me on, Chrissy. I am so white-pilled to hear that other women share the same opinion about Barbie. That really does
And it doesn't
soften
make
my
you
heart.
soft or not for the cause, and it doesn't make you a man hater. It's like you can enjoy a film and still be passionate about, you know, making the world a better place, etc.
Exactly. Have a good
You
night,
did a great
ladies.
job on that torturous
Bye.
podcast. by the way.
Thank you so much. All right. Good
Bye,
night, ladies.
Riddler.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Riddler. And
Ooh,
now there's
Wicked's
a
in charge now.
I'm like, what?
Hello.
Like, I don't know how to do my.
It's your show.
I'm gonna blow through a couple of these really fast. Viking says we must secure the existence of our people and a future for Ken children. Yes,
For Ken children.
Ken children. Push-ups. There were many spies at Los Alamos. The Rosenbergs were the only ones who didn't cooperate when caught, which is why they were fried. What a specific reference. Thank you, push-ups.
No, so push-ups. I don't know if you're still in here, but I think I'm gonna talk about that on my, not to like do like self promo, but I think I'm gonna like talk about that on Tuesday night on my show if you'd like to come join the chat, because there's so much there. It's so fascinating, and like Monica was like, it's how did you get into like atomics is what I want to know. But also, sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt your.
I want to
like,
know that too.
Chat, like that's so cool. I want to know. Tell me.
Yeah. So like, I think it had to have been when Russia and Ukraine started ramping up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, good. Because my AirPods just died. So.
Oh no.
Beautiful
Anyway.
timing.
Yeah. So Russia and Ukraine started ramping up, and I was working at Newsmax at the time, and I was a writer, and I was like, what the hell is even going on? Like, what is this? Who cares about nuclear bombs? And then, boy, was I wrong. So I watched a couple of videos. I forget which YouTube video I watched, but it was kind of an explainer about what happens when a nuclear bomb drops in Times Square and the fallout and everything. And I'm just fascinated by it. And then I also watched that one Princeton simulation that pretty much went viral. It's got like over 200 million views or whatever it is. And it's called Plan A or Plan something. And it basically simulates like exactly how things would happen and the other countries that would get involved immediately after. And I was like, wow, this is very real. This is like actually very creepy. And it could happen at any time. No one would ever know.
I never even thought what does happen like in Times Square if
So a bomb
all
drops,
of New
like
York
a nuclear
does.
bomb drops in Times Square.
It's not
and
good.
like within a 40-mile radius in like every direction, you pretty much are like obliterated. And then there's like a whole like heat wave that comes out of it that pretty much burns every tree, every building, all vegetation. And then you have that happening. But on top of that, you have nuclear fallout, which is basically like all that debris and radiation now is traveling an extra however many miles in every direction. So if a nuke drops in Times Square, you've pretty much got radiation upstate New York, into New Jersey, south into wherever. And it's just like the safest place to be during that time is probably in a subway because you will never get any of the radiation. And when you get radiation poisoning, you will
What about
pretty much
an
die a
Uber?
very slow and painful death of like, you get sick, you start throwing up, your organs start failing. So you're pretty much, if
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
awful.
go, then you might as well just like be hit by the bomb.
Oh God.
That sounds
Yeah, it's really
horrible.
crazy.
I never even
I
thought
want to make
about
sure
it.
I look thin and have a good outfit on when this happens.
We have so many we have so much like missile defense though that can intercept a lot of that stuff. I feel like the likelihood of an impact at like Times Square is highly unlikely, but not, it's not zero, I guess.
I know. But
it's
so
But,
creepy.
it's good. Like
I love it.
It's a good way to explain it though, because I don't know.
Oh sure. Oh yeah. No,
How
for
much,
sure.
How much area would it cover? What would happen? I mean, isn't that what are the only other nuclear attacks? It's Hiroshima and in our how many times have like nuclear bombs gone off though?
We used to blow them up in Vegas all the time. It used to be like a tourist thing. It's crazy if you go back and look at the pictures of it. People would just be like on the Vegas Strip, like watching like mushroom clouds. It's absolutely insane.
Just
used
for
to be
like
a big part of like
testing?
used to be a big part of like the desert tourism.
Cool.
I fun. And there was one, I can't remember the name of it, but there was one that they tested out in the ocean that was like a really, really big. Like people were pretty mad about it. I think fairly reasonably so. But a lot of it has been tested. But they used to, I mean, like the sequence in Oppenheimer where like leading up to the bomb exploding was like you could really feel the tension of like what was going to happen. And it's one of those things where obviously it's not feasible to just sit there and like witness an atomic bomb. But boy, if there was no repercussions, I'd totally love to. Just, I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's crazy. It's awesome.
Have you guys ever watched the Dark Tourist show? He goes to like places. He's gone to places where nuclear bombs went off, and they have to like dress a certain way because like it's still like there's still I guess radiation or whatever
Whoa.
there. Yeah, he goes to like dark, like just crazy places, and one of the places had a nuclear bomb went off, and yeah, that just made me think of that.
Dark
It was
Tourist?
Dark Tourist is
Whoa.
what it's called. Yeah, he goes to
Oh,
some like weird
thanks.
places. You're welcome.
Oh, I see. You went to Fukushima.
Yeah, that's where it was. I couldn't.
Well, you know
I
what?
was not even going to try to say it because yeah.
Well,
I couldn't remember.
again, I couldn't remember either until I just read it just now. But so it's interesting because they tend to kind of write off the initial explosion at oh god, I can't remember the other one. Nagasaki, or was it?
Yeah.
No. Was it? Yeah.
Naga, not gonna work here anymore.
Right. But they write it off. They say that like, there was no fallout because it evaporated quickly. And I don't, that's a weird thing to say. I don't know. It's interesting.
Oh, that's super cool. I love that you're into that.
I know,
Matthew
it's
Hammond,
really-
HBO's Chernobyl miniseries is great. It is second to Band of Brothers to me as their best miniseries. Ooh.
I do like a good, I don't like movies, but I do like mini docuseries. Those are great.
Andrew L. and Monica, have you watched the movie Threads?
I have not.
No.
Is it about
What's it about?
sewing and clothes?
I am so good at sewing.
Yeah, it's about all the men having to go for the rest of time. Yeah.
See, hey, I'm coming for your job, Chrissy. This is my job.
Oh,
I'm
Gigadad. Yes, I did read your super chat. I would never forget about you. Oh God, I was gonna pull this up, and then I was like, well, this is only gonna upset Brittany. The top comment is about Venti's BF lack of masculinity. He seemed too careful on his responses. I noticed him being careful, but it was only at
Bikini
times where I
Atoll.
feel like he was not trying to trigger the YouTube algorithm of things you can't talk about. That's the only time I felt he was being too
He
careful.
seemed to be, to me, like the only one that the host
respected,
even spoke to, or
Yeah.
respected. That might just
Yeah.
be my perspective because I'm behind the devil.
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh wow, think before you sleep. That's a big channel." Ooh, I'm like, all three of them all had big channels.
No, I know. He's like, you're not gonna tell me your age. All right, fuck you. And like it was literally like that. And then she was like, well, I'm uncomfortable. And then they sat there for 5 hours and hilarity
No
ensued.
food or drink. Damien, who was each of the panelists' arch nemesis? Gosh, I mean, I guess who was mine? Who was? I don't even know if it's an arch nemesis situation. Like, because anyone who disavows me, I'm thinking like other comedians, like they just stop responding or talking to me, or they unfollow or block or something. So I don't really have an active back and forth with anybody. I guess Keith Olbermann.
He's everyone's enemy.
All of Malaysia.
In all of Malaysia.
And the girl with the fries.
Yes.
Or girls. It was more than one, plural.
Okay, Amanda, who's your arch nemesis?
I don't know. I don't have like a back and forth either. And if someone blocks me, I probably don't know because I don't pay attention to that stuff. Like I'll say something that might bother people. I'm not like really like a hot take person. I'm just myself. But and on the internet that bothers people sometimes. No, I don't think I actually have anybody. Not that I can think of. If you guys know who my arch nemesis is, let me know in the chat. I have no idea.
I've gotten like trolls before, but never like a specific
Yeah.
arch nemesis. You know, like I mean, if I had to pick somebody that I'd be proud to have as an arch nemesis, it'd probably be Chrissy Teigen. I do not like that woman.
I
That's a
hate
good
her
one.
too.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
We
good
all have
one.
an arch nemesis in common. Yeah.
Yeah, I would fight her. I would be happy to fight her.
I would fight her.
I
My
think
money's
she's
on
a pedo,
Monica.
but it's fine.
Oh my god.
I mean, we've all seen the tweets.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's Grady.
Kiki.
Well, I can't imagine anyone wouldn't like me. So I don't have an arch nemesis. I take people one on one. I can't think of one person. Oh, yeah. You know what? I have a lot of strong opinions about people that I really like diametrically disapprove, but I can't think. Oh, someone said Ray DeVito. Ray DeVito. There you go. That's who I choose. I don't dislike anyone.
No,
and
you
no
don't
one
have an arch
dislikes me.
nemesis. I find people more like don't like you, Keanu, for like no apparent reason than the other way around.
Oh no, right. I'm like, yeah, fucking. You can say whatever you want about me, but if they met me and got to know me, they'd love me. I've never met a negative.
Okay, Lauren.
I kind of feel the same way. I have a lot of people that I don't particularly care for, but I just kind of stay in my. Oh, I know.
I just thought of my arch nemesis. I apologize.
No, go for it.
It's Clam. Clam is my arch nemesis.
Who's
I
Clam?
apologize. It's
She calls Pearl
she calls
Clam.
herself Pearl, but it's Clam. Clammy things is my arch nemesis.
Clammy things.
100%. I refuse to call her Pearl. Clam is my arch nemesis.
Clam
I apologize
things
for
is
interrupting
so
you. I just
funny.
No, girl, you're fine. I thought you were acting shocked that I didn't like people. I was like, girl, everyone does like people.
No, I just
but I kind of just stay in my little bubble. Honestly, like this is really the only show that I like go on otherwise, because I like the whatever podcast kind of situation. I don't really try to put myself in positions to like where people are just trying to do like gotchas on you the entire time. I feel like that's I tend to like forget words for things, and I know that would look very bad like in like a kind of debate setting when I'm like trying to remember the word for like I don't know, like the US or something. I don't know. It's something really basic. People are like, well, she's an idiot.
You and deprive you of water and your basic human rights. Absolutely. I don't blame you.
But there's plenty of people I have like right now my biggest beef is with just like the super hardcore like people who only like they're so hyper political 24/7 nonstop that they like don't do anything else. I'm starting to find that very grating. Like you can I think part of why there's such a like big gap on I guess the right in particular is that no one embraces culture. That's why people are talking about like Brett Cooper earlier and just like comparison to Ben Shapiro, and I think she's fantastic because she actually just like she discusses culture a lot, just not just whenever she's trying to get some quick clicks. And I think that's really nice because like we like to discuss culture and like movies and stuff too. I think that's a good thing. If you're just like hyper political all the time, I'm kind of not with it anymore.
Gotta be exhausting.
Yeah,
like that.
For sure.
Anyways, what about you, Chrissy?
Arch nemesis? Probably Chrissy Teigen, Keith Olbermann.
Oh wait,
all of the above.
Malaysia.
The whole country of Malaysia.
American Airlines.
American Airlines. Right.
Sorry, I forgot you said it. Keith Olbermann's such a good one. Do you like? Did y'all have a like specific back and forth beef at one point, or
I made a
hate him
fried
so
chicken
much.
joke on Newsmax several weeks ago, and he was like, called me like a racist POS out of nowhere.
Of course.
Like quote tweet out of nowhere. No one asked him. He couldn't be less involved, but he loves. Now I notice that's his pattern. He loves to do that. He loves to throw himself in the middle of drama.
He has to feel alive somehow, I suppose.
I always respond to him with like there's an magazine article. A magazine article sounds so archaic, but there's an article from like 2018 where it's like Keith Olbermann's quitting like the political commentary business. I always just screenshot that, send it back to him. Like you could have stuck with that, buddy. No one would have missed you.
Oh my gosh, he's hilarious. K-Max, what kind of Barbie did the females on this panel play with? The nurse, astronaut, the ice cream truck. What Barbies did you have and play with? I was always jealous because my sister, I feel like, had so many more Barbies than me. I had one with very long hair and like a groovy, like green and pink dress. I also had like a bride Barbie. I also did have like a nurse / physician's assistant looking Barbie, and she had like a white lab coat, but I more liked playing with her because I thought like she looked chic in the lab coat, not because I wanted her to do like medical or doctor things.
Or maybe you just liked that she had a career and
I didn't.
she
I didn't care. I just was like, I like this coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a cool coat.
It was a very cool coat.
I forget which Barbies I had. I remember 2 Barbies that stuck out with me. One was like kind of tan, and she had like long, darkish hair with like blonde highlights, and she was a rock star, and she had like this purple outfit with like shiny pants and a crop top, and her stomach was like oddly squishy for some reason, and I loved like being a kid and just like squeezing her belly. It was very weird because it was like this squishy kind of weird thing.
kinda
Like
cute.
as a kid, like you're very fixated on different things that feel weird. And then I had another
Texture.
Barbie that had, it was the Britney Spears on the tour bus, and that's like the number one that I can remember. And I also had the
that's
pink
cool.
convertible with this iconic.
Wow.
I
See, I
love
got like a
Barbies.
hand me down somebody else's like the rich family nearby, like their daughter had like a Barbie house that she didn't want anymore, so it was like an old, I was just thrilled to like have a house for her. But it didn't have any furniture. I just was like, "Oh my god, she's not homeless," you know, like
Homeless Barbie.
Like the
Hey.
Kens.
yeah. And
Homeless
Ken was nowhere to be seen in the house. Like we never
Ken
put
who?
Ken in the house. It just wasn't a
Mhm.
thought.
You went out for a pack of cigarettes one day, and
Yeah.
He never came back.
And I also loved, my sister had a Gem doll. Remember like Gem and the whatever, like JEM, and she had these light up earrings and a switch on the back of her neck that would light up the earrings, and I would like put it on, and my sister would get so mad at me because she was like always trying to conserve the earring battery power, and I'd be like, "What are you saving it for?" Like
that's so your sister. Like that is so your sister.
Like saving the earring battery power for what are you saving it for? An eclipse? A fucking the end of the world? Like use the earrings now. We're alive, goddamn it.
Also, if it makes me happy, like why are you saving the power? What are you saving it for?
I know.
That made me happy.
Like just let the earrings go, Amanda. What the fuck?
I think I just had like the basic Barbies besides my posh spice Barbie, which I loved, and Jasmine. Like those are my 2. I loved them. And then I just had like basic ones because my mom would probably get them on sale, like Target or Kmart, like the $10 ones. Like, oh, pink dress, there you go, I'll get it for her.
Right.
And I loved it though. I think I had like 10 Barbies and 1 Ken. My Ken was like a player, you know what I mean? He was just every Ken's girl. I'm pretty sure I had Aladdin though. Aladdin was exclusively with Jasmine. Yeah.
I had Aladdin and Jasmine.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I did have Barbies.
A memory.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, did everybody go? Oh wait, or maybe
No,
Lauren,
I
you-
didn't really like
No,
Barbie.
no,
I
no,
had
that's fine.
all 5 Spice Girls though, and I didn't really like them. I was obsessed with the Spice Girls, and I did love that Sporty, she had a gold tooth. And I was the only girl that had all of the
That's
Spice
so
Girls,
bad.
every single one. Other than that, I said I don't really understand how to play with these. They look aesthetically pleasing in my room, but I don't know, what do you want me to do with it? Like walk it around or make it teach me how to have an eating disorder? Like how does one play with a Barbie? I don't know. I had
Cinderella
Madame
Adventures.
Alexander dolls. I had those, but you know,
I
they're
do.
just stuff to look at, you know.
Madam Alexander. I played with Polly Pocket more than Barbie, to be honest. I did have some Barbies, but I was a Polly Pocket girly. I loved them. But they were so fun. There's like the little like clamshell, and like you go and like I had one that was like a little zoo, and I was obsessed. It was awesome. Yeah, and then I had Littlest Pet Shop too, which was
wow. I really wanted
Yeah.
that too.
Do you guys remember Baby Headstand and Baby Tumbles? Where they would do the cartwheel
Baby
and on their heads?
Tumbles!
I
You
had
remember
twins.
them?
my
Did you guys
neighbor
have
had
twins?
that, and it was cute. Remember I had baby
Twins.
I had baby
Twins.
Argon.
5 times
Quince.
more fun. They love
Disney
taking
Channel original
care of
movie. Is it
everyone.
Quince?
Quince. They were 5 like little tiny babies.
Oh, I
Like-
had
like-
Bundle of Babies. It was like a satchel full of babies for some reason that all came. Like they were like, well, what am I supposed to do with this? And then I was like, well, there's 5 of them. They're like, you play with them. I'm like, and do what with them?
Oh.
I don't know. They're in a papoose. Well, I'll just leave them here. But I don't really understand it. I
Like,
carry, I
more
had like I
babies.
wanted office supplies my entire life. I had office supplies in my stroller, just notebooks and like staplers and pens and pencils and things to like write with. I just didn't understand the appeal. Aesthetically they were pleasing, but I don't really understand how you played with them.
That's cool. It's cool to think about the toys you had. And
Yeah.
every toy I didn't get that I really wanted, I just assumed I didn't get it because it was so astronomically expensive. And then now as an adult, I see how much these things were, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
It was like $10.
seriously.
Come on, Mom.
Like,
$15 to give
why
me
couldn't you just get me that skip it? God damn it!
No, we're gonna wait till you're an adult, and then someone else will buy you a skip it. Yeah.
I had my ankle destroyed by a skip it. Are you kidding me? That thing was brutal.
See, I think they're dangerous. That's why they don't still exist.
I love them.
Do they not? I don't.
I got a skip it a couple months ago when my mod sent it to me, and I picked it up right away. Like I just stopped doing it yesterday. Like I was just like, skip it, skip it up, and I was just like,
No, I had no desire. Literally.
driveway.
No, I
It looks
felt
like-
the same my entire life. I was like, this is absolutely
It's weird. They're like
ridiculous. All of this.
They're like rigid now. It used to be like a whip that would like if you
Yeah.
missed it would just yeah.
It was a
It could hurt other people. You could trip over it. You
It's
know.
fun.
Scooters were just as dangerous, though. You know how many times I ruined
Oh, yeah.
my shins with the scooters? That
That is funny because I do go around in my neighborhood a lot, and I have looked into. I'm like, how would it be that ridiculous if I did
An
like
electric
a
one.
razor scooter
Get a bird
around
scooter.
my neighborhood? Would it be that crazy? Would I look like that much of a lunatic? It's an easy way to
Probably
get
not.
around.
I see a lot of people with electric scooters, like grown men with like a briefcase and stuff.
It's
I don't think you would
no,
be crazy.
electric
You
is
see it.
yes, it's a very grown man thing. I don't know why they do it. I'm talking like a
Oh, like the
old
push
school
one?
razor
Like
like,
a
this.
kick
That would be
propelling
a good
one.
workout. You're gonna have like one super strong leg. Like just
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get one and
do
I'm thinking
it.
of Diet Coke. Do you think a message of the movie was anti-relationship in the ending and throughout, including in patriarchy, seemed some happy couples? I don't think there was an anti-relationship message. I think it was again like from the point of view of like our generation as little girls. So we weren't thinking about relationships. So
Yeah.
it wasn't anti. It just wasn't a thought. Like her and Ken weren't a thought, you know? It just
Yeah.
right.
because
Like in the part where he's like, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and like that's why I want to sleep over. And she's like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, I don't know, because it's like a 5-year-old mindset.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. So
kind of sweet. Isn't that what we're all fighting for? To get kids back to a place where they're not thinking about adult themes. And now here
Yeah.
we have a movie where the perspective is like it's not they're not thinking about the adult theme in terms of relationship, and that's not good
Mhm.
enough. It's like it's man hating. It's like no,
American icons Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling.
I
as,
do wish that they
like,
would have ended up
children
together.
of themselves.
Yeah,
sort of.
I did too. I
I
wanted
wanted them to end up together. Like they were the main Barbie and Ken, and I do wish that they would have just been together. It's like, in what world would you say no to Ryan Gosling? Like let's be
Because
real.
in
She's
that
like,
world, it's the only world
In Barbie
where it was
land.
it's just Barbie's world. They weren't
Yeah,
thinking about being
and it's
together in
kids,
any
yeah.
capacity at all. Like
Supposed to
maybe
be kids, yeah.
they end up together, but again, everyone's Barbie and everyone's Ken. So
Right. That was
Yeah.
cute.
it's just
They didn't have Teresa, and that upset me a little bit. I liked Teresa. They needed to hit. I don't know why they didn't. I'm so
Oh
confused. by
yeah,
that.
she was the redhead, was she not? Like brunette.
No, she was the brunette, and I always thought that she was like Barbie's bestie. I don't know. I mean, I was a kid back
Oh,
then,
yeah.
so yeah.
Okay, Max, how was
Yeah.
Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's performances? Did I hear Oscar nominations for Ryan Gosling as
What?
Ken?
No.
Really? I thought they were both great. I thought they both did a really great job. Ryan was way more fun and funny and had more fun with the role, but maybe that's how it was written too.
Wait, and he got it. He got the joke. It wasn't like he, you know.
He was silly with it. I liked him in it. I wish that we could have gotten more. We need a Ken film, but I want
Yeah.
it done a certain
Do we
way.
need a Ken film? What would
Maybe a
Ken's
short
film be
story.
like?
A short story.
It would be
Ken.
G.I. Joe. Like, I mean,
G.I.
we
Joe
have
Ken.
1,000 Ken films, right? It's called like
Ken could go to like GI Joe basic training and like how he fits in there or something.
But
Don't you
would
think they'll
all the
probably do
men
that
in the
on, like,
world go
SNL
see
though?
the Ken film? No, it's still a doll, right?
That's true.
I mean,
I feel like that'll get picked up by like SNL or something. Like a
yeah,
little
it's
sketch
like it's
at
more
some
of a
point.
parody. It would be like a cute
Yeah.
sport, but
Yeah, I would have liked if I were gonna fix the script, I would say don't have her go to the real world at the end of the movie. Like just have her stay in
that I
Barbie's
was checked out. I was like,
Everything's
okay, we
resolved.
need White Claw. I've had enough. The lady from Cheers is here again. I don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. Nick
Who?
Brony, I think it's just the state of society nowadays. Some women see misogyny in male-focused movies, and some men see misandry in female-focused movies. That's a good point.
Yeah.
If I don't take this this feather thing off, then I'm going to die of heat stroke. I'll be right back. Goodbye.
Okay.
She looks so fabulous.
She did. That's a good point, Nick. Marcus Henry, the Barbie movie wasn't made for me, and I'm 100% okay with that. Not all movies have to be for everyone. After I heard about the feminist stuff, it just reinforced my decision not to watch it. I think if you're curious, yeah, go see it. But again,
I'm definitely curious now. After hearing what everyone said about it, I'm like, you know what? Now I'm more inclined to see it. Like after what Laura Loomer said, what you guys have been saying about it, I'm definitely want to see it now. I haven't seen it yet.
Same.
I'm gonna show Ethan Van Sciver's tweet about it. I guess he wrote a more thorough review. This is an interesting tweet from Ethan. I just watched Barbie and it's one of the best films of the year. I truly don't understand the haters. It's woke in the sense that little girls don't like their big brothers invading their little girly worlds. It's from a child's perspective. Ruth's Ghost even calls the patriarchy a made-up concept that humans use to deal with the complexities of life. Truly a brilliant film, very well written, very complex, and very adult.
Yeah, that's a good take. I mean, I didn't even
Yeah.
think of it like that, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
if you watch
first
the
good
movie,
response I've seen from a guy. Too.
and I'm like, that's what I wrote in my comment there. I'm like, he must either have sisters or daughters or both, because he gets that the movie was
got
meant to be watched from the perspective of like the girl playing with the doll.
Well, we're all just girls that have grown up. Like I
Yeah.
still feel like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like remember all those little things that were just so, I don't know, unique and special.
Yeah. Whoa, Boa, please don't. I can't even hate watching it.
Oh, that's
Aw.
really.
Oh,
We
God.
lasted about 2 minutes, not even.
I know. I was like, what am I doing?
She's like, I
Jeremy
can't
Davis,
do it.
improv with Ben. Yes and no, because Marcus Henry, Brett Cooper is way better than Ben in terms of being locked in on culture.
I
It's
love
why he
her.
has the second most subscribers of all the Daily Wire hosts. Oh wow, I didn't know that, but she's delightful.
And she's great.
Minor Zircon, where's Anna? She had the best take on Barbie. Yeah, I mean, she has an invite. I think she just
I think she was at Comic-Con today, wasn't she?
Comic-Con, that's what it was. Yeah.
She was in the chat earlier. I saw her briefly.
Brett Cooper looks like Ben. It freaks me out. Yes, I've heard people say that. Marcus Henry, it took some time for Keanu to grow on me, but the blonde is really working for her today. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus again. Barbenheimer was the best meme for both movies. Massive marketing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think
Neanderthal.
Just simping.
Just simping.
The meme
I
of
like
them being together was good.
But notice that it was more like Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig being like, go see Oppenheimer. And I didn't see it the other way around.
Well, to be honest, I feel like I felt like Barbie was always kind of destined to be the more successful of the two movies, just because the girlies haven't had a movie made for them in a long time. At least one that was worth
Bridesmaids,
seeing.
Really?
Yeah, like there's not been a movie for the girlies in a long time. There's been some movies that have been, they claim to have made it for the girls, but
Right.
they're not any good. Bridesmaids was funny.
Oh, so
Bridesmaids
good.
was funny. Got guilt tripped to Barbie by my niece during the
Aw.
take back Barbie Land Science. I could hear the Oppenheimer bomb drop really change the tone of the scene. Oh, that's so funny.
That scene is fantastic. Like, it is a tedious movie, but that alone, I mean, again, I was watching like a bootleg copy here at my house and I was still like captivated by it. I can't imagine it in theaters. I bet it's incredible.
Oh, I want to see it now. V. Marie, I saw someone on Twitter say that this movie was going to hurt the Barbie brand. Talk about delusional. The Barbie
Sure.
brand, I feel like, is done, though. All we have left is nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still making, like, there's like a dozen or more like Barbie animated movies. Like there's one that came out last year. We're not little girls anymore. We're not paying attention to what Barbie's putting out anymore, but like it's still happening. Maybe not to the
And,
like
little kids aren't. They're looking at iPads and they're like,
well,
Barbie. We're
Well, that's
nostalgic.
what they're
about
making
Barbie.
digital movies now, so that's kind of it appeals to that, I guess, audience.
Keanu, that looks like a top you're gonna go like fight crime or it looks like
Yeah.
Tomb Raider. Like a
It is
Tomb
very
Raider
Kim
shirt.
Possible.
Yeah,
Tomb Raider.
She's the huntress.
Oh, don't you love that I couldn't find a comfy top and this is what I put on to be comfortable? What an asshole I
Oh, what's
am.
up, Lofty? Lofty
You look
Pixels,
great, though.
Have you seen Grease or Singing in the Rain or The Red Shoes? Barbie has so many beautiful homages to classic films. It's not perfect, but it's much better than any woke Disney movie.
Yeah, it was better than
haven't
Little Mermaid.
seen, God, yes, I
I
remember
love
the
this.
Grease
I love
homage.
that comment. Yeah.
I actually didn't. I don't think I've seen Singing in the Rain or The Red Shoes.
Singing in the rain.
I'm like
I
a
feel
major musical person, so yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Na, 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 na. Good morning. That's Singing in the Rain. Do you and you and you and you. Yeah. No. That's a very beautiful comment. Sure.
EMG EVS review said Barbie is film of the year. Oh, I read that. Thank you, Cecil.
And literally, I
Amy
went.
Schumer-
Yeah.
Did you guys see Critical Drinker's review on it? And I haven't seen it yet, but I heard he was not a fan. Boshin saw Oppenheimer today. Rated R. Bangin' is back.
There are some
good.
sexual scenes for sure.
Love that.
Monica,
For sure.
do you find missile defense interesting? This seems like a good first date question.
This is a great first date question. I think all of it's interesting. I think like Israel's Iron Dome is pretty badass. I think all those kinds of defense systems are. I don't know. I just think I don't know. I don't know what kind of question or answer you're looking for, but I'm all for it.
You
ever
gave
watch
the right
videos
one.
of C-RAM?
There you go. That was
You
more...
have me turned on. So.
Speaking
That's
of Ram,
that's all I got.
Rain is here. I was thinking of a
Hello.
good way to
Chrissy,
intro.
I have to be up at 4 a.m, so I have to work tomorrow.
Monica, 4
I
in
know,
the
it's past
morning.
bedtime. Yeah, the news
Oh my
never
goodness.
stops, baby. That's what it's all about. So I'm
Oh
gonna
my goodness.
run.
Yes,
But
It was nice meeting you.
you're the
it was
best,
great meeting
Monica.
you guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. It's
Come
always
back
such a pleasure being
anytime.
with Chrissy. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Love you,
Nice to meet
Monica.
you.
Thank you. 4 in the morning. That's that reporter life, though.
Very
Could not.
untoward.
I'm gonna blow through a couple more of these
Not
decks.
toward.
Ron and Andrew shooting their shots. Yes, that's true. That's what these super chats are sometimes. Forest Mommy, love you, Elle.
Forest
You sweet
Mommy.
Chrissy, and all the SimpCast ladies. Thank you, Forest Mommy.
We love her.
Oh, Stinky Face. Soap is stupid. No one needs
Oh my
it.
god.
Well, Stinky Face is accurate then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I heard there's a guy that washes himself with water, and he's like a uber carnivore diet type person.
No,
Marco
people-
Piatti, Bikini Atoll nuke test by France. Is that written in code? Okay.
Okay.
Couple more. Elsa Bear, when a nuclear blast happens, your shadow can often get burned into the wall.
I've
Stay on
seen
those
that.
diets, ladies,
Ugh.
and try to leave a sexy silhouette when you pass. That is so funny.
You're like, oh my god!
I'm sucking in like with my boobs out.
Look at perfect pose.
Oh.
That's amazing. Oh,
Grizzly Blue, our missile defense can't stop hypersonic missiles, which Russia rolled out a couple years ago. The threat of nukes is real. Ugh. Don't bum me out like that, Grizzly Bear.
Oh, no. I know, we just saw the
Hypersonics are kind of
Barbie
the
movie,
mutually-
for Christ's sake.
We're trying to give her life. I
mutually
gave Barbie
assured destruction.
a warm coat, but then she was all sticky, disgusting. Andrew Robb, don't mean to feel like a downer, just feeling a little depressed. Oh, Andrew, guess what? Tomorrow's another day. To work out and or take a hot bath and or buy yourself something new, and guess what? It's gonna pass.
Shopping therapy is the real deal.
You know what I always tell myself? Yes. I think, Chrissy, you just said it. Tomorrow is a new day. The sun is always brighter in the morning. Everything will feel better in the morning, right?
I always go buy candles when I'm sad, and I love it.
Candles, or like, I don't know. Yeah. Get a
Yeah,
new
I
cologne.
like a really indulgent candle, and like a good night's sleep is great.
I eat a ridiculous amount of like Wendy's or something, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and then I just feel good as new.
I think I know how Damien wants this spread, so I'll do my best. Yum! Ice cream so good! Hot dog, yum! Hot! Andrew Rob, to be honest, I don't know why I sent my last super chat. Lol. Sorry. Don't be sorry. Come on.
Don't be sorry you sent Chrissy money. That's okay.
Literally every day I get a message from at least one person who's like, man, I'm just really bummed out today for some. It's very
It's a normal feeling.
It's normal. Yep.
It's
all right.
most of the time it's a bummer out there, man, especially on social media. This is why, okay, so today, ladies, I went to the mall and there's a theater here in the mall. And I experienced something I haven't experienced in a long time, which, first of all, the mall was just absolutely jam-packed. Like, there was not even a parking spot that you could find. It was just full. So I go out there, and it's an outdoor mall in Cancun, and literally everyone was wearing pink. Like, everybody, men, women, kids, straight dudes, gay dudes, old dudes with their kids and grandparents, like everybody. It was a freaking vibe. Like, it was
It's
like
a
Barbie
revolution.
threw up all over that mall, and everything
nice
was pink.
to see.
It was
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
fun
It was a
seeing
really
those pink.
beautiful feminine energy that was there. And I feel like just everybody needs to get out more. Like, everyone's taking everything too seriously. I mean, everybody says like go touch grass, but it's like just go out. Like, just go outside. It doesn't
wear
matter.
pink.
Yeah. Go wear pink. That's good.
You don't have to
Let's
do
get that.
anything like crazy, unless you're agoraphobic. Even if you just take a little walk to the coffee shop,
Getting your feet in,
something.
getting your ass in nature does so much. Whether it's like the beach or like a little forest or like wherever you can get, and get your bare feet on the ground, get in the sun.
In
All
South,
that
I'm excited to go to
shit.
South Carolina. I even pump gas barefoot in South Carolina. Me and Gino are going
That's
there.
your aesthetic, Keanu. You're like if Tampa, Florida was a person.
I'm
That's a bit
trash.
much. I don't think I
love
could
it.
do that.
I know, it's so funny. Isn't it fun?
There's always, like, broken bottles at gas
I don't
stations.
care. I'm trash.
So Nina, did you see Barbie?
Did I?
What's that?
Yes, I did. I did see Barbie.
Ooh, tell us your thoughts.
I thought it was very mediocre. I did see the woke, like, not that I didn't see it, but I think like the woke was blown out of proportion a little bit. I just think it was a really bad movie, just generally speaking. Like, bad meaning like it just didn't know what it wants to be. Like, what is it? Did it want to be a comedy? Did it want to be a
What
rom-com?
stood
Did it
out
want to
to
be a
you
coming
as
of age
woke?
story? Like, I don't know what it wanted to be. So that's what I had more of a problem with. I just didn't like the premise of Barbie being like, I'm, having an existential crisis. I feel like that's depressing. So I'm like, I wanted more fun and like just girly fun. And I wanted her and Ken to be in love, and that wasn't a thing. So yeah, but I mean, like, it was just disappointing in general, but it was beautiful. It's like a beautiful production. So
Yeah. What did you think was woke?
I
The
thought
existential crisis part, or
it's weird because I think like I don't know if they were trying to make fun of woke or if they were actually woke. And I think that that's a problem when you can't tell satire from what it actually is. So like there was like some parts like where that girl was going off about like called Barbie a fascist. I was like, I don't understand if they're trying to make fun of the overused term of fascist, or is it like she's actually saying these things about Barbie and like it's actually a woke message or something like that. I didn't really understand. I was like, I don't get if this is supposed to be woke or if I'm supposed to think this is funny, but I didn't find it funny. I thought it was cringe. So I was like, But then I didn't get the anti-mother message at all though. So I was just like, I don't get that. I don't get this from this.
What did you find anti-mother about it even?
Oh, no, I didn't get that.
Not you. No. Oh, you didn't get it. Yeah, because
No.
I saw
I think
none of that.
people
Yeah, I was
thought
looking to
the
see.
opening
We went
scene
in
was anti-mother with the girls like
with the
cracking the
baby.
babies.
Yeah, and apparently, like some people
Oh.
think because they
That's
were
how we
making
played
fun
with
of
our
pregnant
dolls, though.
Barbie.
It's meant to be like artistic. They're like, here, it's obviously ridiculous because
Just
it's supposed to
dramatic
be-
about it. Like the
Well,
dramatic
it's supposed
effect.
to be like the beginning of time, but there
Yeah.
are these little girls that look like they're from the 50s with Barbie dolls. If
Mhm.
that were
Yeah.
the case, there would be no humans. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
think it
supposed
was
to be
more like
ridiculous. Is
yeah,
that
it was
what
more of
people
an
said? Like,
well,
like
yeah, but they were like it's a symbolic representation of a girl throwing away the baby as if like they don't want to be mothers anymore. And I just don't see that because I actually did this exact same thing the kid did in the movie myself. Like I threw away my baby doll. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want this anymore. When Barbie came into my life, I was like, no, like I
every
don't
little
want
girl
babies
cut
anymore.
their Barbie's hair,
Yep,
like
drew on their
threw the
face.
baby doll against the wall, or did whatever.
I
something
never did the
weird.
weird stuff with Barbie because Barbie was really hard to find in Iran. And I was really little when I had Barbie. So I was in Iran still, and they were
Aw.
hard and expensive to find. So it was like the doll. So I took care of it like it was gold and precious. Like, so
Aw.
everything else got abused, but the Barbie was the most precious
Yeah,
item.
I would draw on my
That's really
Cabbage Patch
special.
dolls. I would draw on their faces. Does that mean I'm anti-mother?
Yeah, well, that means you're
According to some
anti
people,
growing
you're
your
an
child in a
artist.
field,
Means you're an artist.
in a patch.
Artist.
You're artist, Barbie.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah,
I think that's kind of reaching to say it's anti-mother because of that first scene. Art is art, right?
Well,
I mean, it's just
like
meant to
because
be.
they
Yeah.
were making fun of like the pregnant Barbie or whatever, and
Oh, Midge.
yeah, like
There's
yeah.
nothing anti-mother about it. Yeah, I love that they even acknowledged that there was a pregnant Barbie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then at the same time, if a pregnant Barbie came out on the shelves right now, they'd be like, "Oh my god, teen pregnancy!
What is that?
Yeah, like oh ban, oh like
I
that's
like the
ridiculous.
part where they had like the weird Barbies, and then they were like I was the TV Barbie, like I had a fucking TV.
I had a
I had-
TV. That was Patty's favorite part. I have a TV in my
Oh,
back.
She went, I had a TV on my back.
Yeah.
It was the funniest line
Yeah.
of the entire thing.
Yeah,
I
you
have no
lost it.
idea. It makes me want to look up. It was obviously like some deep
I'm
cut.
looking it up.
She was with all of the ridiculous Barbies that got like.
And they were real. Those were all
jettisoned.
discontinued.
That was probably an
Barbies.
80s Barbie. I'm gonna call it. That was probably. in
She's
the
like,
80s.
yeah, and then she was just so exhausted. She was like, I had a TV on my back. That was it. That was the
Too
only
much.
idea that could come up for me.
Oh, here you
Yeah,
go.
and I love that. Like I laughed at that line where Ken was like, I lost interest in the patriarchy where I found out it wasn't about horses. Like I thought it was
That was
funny.
I loved
hilarious.
him. I loved Ryan in this. He was good.
He was good in this. It was funny. That
No,
stuff
it's
was
supposed
funny.
to be funny. It's supposed to poke fun at like I think why everybody gets so upset about everything.
Not
I
every
think.
version of Barbie and her friends was a hit. Check out these flops.
There's just some random ones, but they're kind of funny. Oh, that's just like
Margot.
it's
Oh, gross.
it's just the article itself. It's like if you scroll down, there's like some random like silly Barbies.
Yes,
Barbies.
I'm sure the foot people loved this scene.
Oh
Yeah, and those are her
The
real
feet people.
feet. She specified that she does all her own feet shots.
Feet stunts.
Yeah,
Wow.
She did. That was intentional.
it was.
What do you
She
think?
said she doesn't like it when directors want to put in stand-ins for feet or hand shots, and she wants to do all her own feet work.
Okay. Midge. Oh, look at Midge.
Barbie's, yeah, I remember this.
I like that she's wearing heels while pregnant. That's good.
See, I had the little kid. Okay, what is that little kid in that thing?
It's a midget.
I had that, and I made my Barbie
was-
give birth to that fucking thing.
Probably over and over again. That was
Okay. The pooping dog. That's so funny.
Oh yeah, they had the dog in there that walked by her and pooped
Yeah,
when she
yeah,
had the weird
the pooping dog.
Great. Oreo Barbie. Oh, because she's black.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
what?
Wow, that's
Oh my
inappropriate.
God, that's amazing.
Oh my god.
She should be mixed race at least.
Oh, she's got an Oreo
Yeah,
bag.
you know what?
So.
She's a strong black woman for sure.
Wow.
The fact that they called her Oreo.
You don't need no man,
is
just a
she-
glass of milk.
Is she mixed race Barbie? Because that's what they used to call mixed
Right.
race people. Like it was
funny.
Oreo.
Good
Why
God.
don't you- At least it's not fried chicken Barbie or watermelon Barbie. Growing up Skipper doll. Oh, that's cute.
I think that was the one that you like cranked her arm and she
The
like
boobs really
stretched or
did
something.
grow?
Oh, that was what it was. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Weird.
right. The one that the boob grows.
That's crazy.
See, I chuckled at that too. The one with the chick the Barbie that grew the boobs.
When the FBI
Oh, I love
came
that
out-
Barbie.
Looks
Oh,
like
is this
you,
a-
Keanu.
Oh,
There's
that's
a
like a
built-in
USB.
LCD screen. So this is the one with the TV in her back.
That's what she was saying. Is it? She said I had a TV on my. I get
That's
it.
the one,
Like
yeah.
a new thing. Or
Hackable
2010.
Barbie.
Interesting.
Wait, I want to see another picture of. It could
I
be.
thought
it's
Wait, I thought the TV Barbie one was older. That's not older.
Doll could be a tool by pedos. Oh no.
I'm so shocked.
Hackable Barbie. Okay. I want to see a picture of the TV on their back.
It was called Video Girl Barbie. Is what it looks
Oh
like.
my
Just look that
goodness.
up.
Okay, here we go. Let's.
Video Girl.
Yes, Video Girl Barbie. Oh dear.
That's a little.
Oh my god, because she had a little camera on her. Oh no.
Click to play. Let's see what it looks like.
Oh dear. Do I dare?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
It's from
not even
2010.
playing. It's not playing.
It's probably a very old video.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, I could see the obvious problems with that. I just wanted to see a picture of the Barbie with the TV on her back. Oh well.
Hang on.
I had a Jasmine Barbie when I was little, and that one
Because
my
you
mom,
lived in Iran and that's like
Yeah.
that was your people.
What? And my mom got me that from another place. She actually got me that from Syria. So she went to Syria.
Ooh.
That was when she was interviewing for to come to Canada. So she went to Syria to the embassy there, and she brought me back an Aladdin Barbie, and I was like,
I had that too. I had Aladdin and Jasmine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just had the Jasmine one, but I was
Oh,
like,
that's
oh my
cool.
god, my eyes were like. And I was like, I want a little mermaid Barbie. And my mom bought me like a mermaid Barbie, but it was like a generic Barbie. Like I had like the mermaid tail. And I was like, that's not Ariel. Like I was like so mad. It wasn't like Ariel.
The
Barbie.
tails
aren't the same. Yeah. I abused that Barbie because I was like, I don't like you.
You're not Ariel. You're not
Yeah, I
real.
was like, you're not Ariel. Where's your red hair?
Push-ups. Multiple Russian Wow, this is not Barbie-like. Multiple Russian hypersonic missiles have been shot down in Ukraine by U.S. Patriot missiles since May. That other guy is wrong. Go fight with him. Push-ups. Stinky face. There is no study that links soap to being clean because it's common sense.
Atomic Scientist Barbie. We need one of those.
Nero, are you all excited for the new Daria X series by Mike Judge? No, not excited.
I don't even know what that
I was
is.
never into Daria to begin with. We didn't have cable.
Oh, like Daria.
He did a good Beavis and Butthead. They brought
Oh,
that
man,
back, and it wasn't like woke or anything. It was actually funny.
It was
so
great. I love
the show
Beavis
and the
and
movie.
Butthead.
Yeah, so he brought that back, and it was all right. It was good.
He's
So
supposed to bring
maybe
back King of the
Daria
Hill,
will?
and King of the Hill is one of my favorite shows of
I
all
like
time.
King of the Hill.
Love
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
So good.
So good. So I'd check that out actually, Daria. I'd be interested.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know they just brought back Futurama, but I haven't seen it yet.
I never knew about that either. I've heard good things though. It's the purple-haired girl with the 3 boobs and the 1 eye, right?
She doesn't have 3 boobs, but she just has 1 eye.
I'm mixing 2 cartoons, but
Yeah.
That's Leela, I think.
Yeah,
It's
Leela.
been
She's
a
a
while since I
Cyclops
watched it.
chick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, Nina. Any other Barbie thoughts?
No, I mean it's just it's I think it's weird. It's a weird discussion that people are having about it being like, this divisive thing. I hate that it's become that because I think it's supposed to be like something that's more not that. It was supposed to be more fun.
It's like, let the people who enjoy it. Like similarly to comedy. Like if you you know what I mean? Like, not everybody likes me. So it's like, rather than being like, oh, Chrissy sucks, she's not funny, da da da, she should do this, she should do that, she should change this, she should change. It's like, go find the person that you like as they are. Like, enjoy this movie
Go
as it
find
is,
your
or
Barbie.
don't.
Yeah.
Or find another movie that you enjoy as it is.
Yeah.
You know
But
what?
I also think it's kind of funny that a lot of like dudes are mad about the movie because I was like, you're not. It's
not for you.
It's like chicks getting mad about Transformers.
It's not for you. You know what? The movie Kung Fu Panda angers me, and it's not for me because it's ridiculous. I don't even think it's for children, but I'm not sitting here getting upset over it. I'm not gonna die on my sword over the movie Kung Fu Panda because I think it's a flop of a what do you even call that? It's not a cartoon anymore. It's like a animated movie. That's like years and years ago. Do I like get upset? Like, but I love that people love Kung Fu Panda. That's great. If you hate Barbie movie, it's fine. It's
Like,
not
I
breaking
hated-
up the family unit for
No,
Christ's
I
sake.
hated Indiana Jones. Like last week when we were watching like Indiana Jones, whatever 6 or whatever, I couldn't even get through that movie. I was like, this movie's fucking terrible. Like if you want woke messaging and shit, that movie is like, I think wayward. I couldn't even sit through that. But at the same time, I'm like, what if you liked it? You liked it. Like I don't care. Like no skin off my back. Go like watch it. Enjoy your life. Whatever makes you happy makes you happy. Whatever. This is just a movie. It's fine. Everybody can move on with their lives after it's over. It
Right.
doesn't
And
have
I
to be this
think
thing.
the
Like,
same people who are if you find yourself constantly complaining about one area of art, like you should be working on creating like say if you're always complaining about movies, like you should be writing a movie then. If you're complaining about comic books, you should be like fucking Eric July and
Be a
making your own
solution.
comic book.
Yeah.
If you're constantly finding things you don't like, go and make the thing that doesn't exist.
yeah, be a solution. Be part of the solution.
I like being a problem though.
Oh, you're not a
I'm just
problem,
kidding. No, I'm
Elle.
just kidding. I'm just teasing.
Oh,
No, I
oh my
100% agree with that like statement for sure. I also like I find like a lot of people for a while it was very popular to like shame other people for like their taste in music, but I feel like for the most part I think one of the things about this is that it has been a very long time since there's been a piece of media that has come out that everyone has watched at a very similar time because everything's become so splintered and kind of watch it as you come across it, streaming stuff. And so it's been a while since everyone's discussed a movie or anything cohesively, and it's not been like it's all changed quite a bit since then.
Yeah, I think it brought people back to movies. I've never seen people going to the theater and like in years,
And forever.
like this, right?
In this fashion, it's just been it's a thing. It's that's why I'm a little bit sad because I think it could have gone to the stratosphere if it had taken itself a little bit less seriously and if it had geared it towards more kids than like us, like adult, like that it should. I don't think it should have been an adult Barbie movie. It should have been more like a kid family friendly Barbie movie so that it's more generational. Because
Well, then it would just that's what we
can't
were
make any
saying. We
joke
talked about
then.
this earlier, but the kids just want to look at their iPad, right? Then it would just be another Kung Fu Panda. They don't want Barbie. The kids don't care about Barbie. We grew up with that,
Right.
like
And they're trying to
millennials
get
did,
our
you know?
money. They're not trying to just
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like they need to draw our demographic out because
Yeah.
we have money and
I
we're gonna
think
go
you
see a movie.
could do that if you like if there was more talent involved, Chrissy. I think you can achieve the best of both worlds. It's just like that's why I exampled Elf. Like that's because you have a movie where it's fantasy and reality
little
based.
silly.
It's
Yeah,
very
and that's a great
silly.
story.
I don't know
But
how
it's-
much more talent you can get than Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling.
No, but they didn't write the
Greta
movie.
Gerwig. I mean,
No,
I
no.
thought the acting was great, and I thought the writing was great. It's not meant for children. It's PG-13. It could have
Right.
been.
I think
Right,
it
they
should
would
have been more
pissed
geared
off
towards
if it were
kids.
like raunchy because it was a woman, but it's definitely not a kids movie. It's meant for like our generation because we
Mhm.
grew up with Barbie. You know.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
just-
I
it's
do.
it's a comment. It's not. It's definitely not meant to be a kids movie.
Yeah.
You know,
I wonder if some of that was like a hangover from when Amy Schumer was originally going to be Barbie, because you know exactly how that movie was going to be like written for her, where she probably would have woken up one day and been like, I'm not going to be Barbie anymore, and like subverted all the expectations, and there was probably some like hangover from that.
Can you
I don't
imagine
know.
if none of the
Just a
costumes fit
guess.
you, Amy? We can't let them out anymore.
Can you guys
We don't know
imagine
what
if
to
she was
do.
actually Barbie? Like, I don't think anybody would go.
No, they
No,
wouldn't.
she wouldn't be able to float down into her car. Yeah, so many of the.
It's
she would
nice
have
to
gotten
have like
stuck
just
in
like
the
a
slide
hyper
on the way
feminine,
down.
just have like a hyper feminine like lead lady in a role. That's nice. You don't see that
I
very
know.
often
You're
anymore.
damned if you
On
do, you're
its
damned
own-
if you don't. They had the most beautiful woman on earth, literally.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Anybody calling Margot Robbie
She's
mid is
stunning.
crazy.
I think that's one of the things, is that on its own, that's the one thing that you can't take away from this movie, is that Margot Robbie's so freaking beautiful that even if you have the shittiest time at the movie, that you're like, oh my God,
You're
this is
still just
this is
looking
fucking
at her
terrible.
like,
yeah,
"Huh,
you're
she's
still
so
looking at Margot
pretty."
Robbie. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't feel too bad for you, because you're
We
not
went
looking
in
at Amy
wanting to
Schumer.
hate it even, and we couldn't. We literally just couldn't. I mean, I feel like everybody in the theater was like that. So, oh well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm speaking for everyone. in
And
the theater,
Ryan's
but-
body was also S tier, like
Mhm.
take him or leave him. He was nice to look at.
Ryan's
Jeremy-
great. I love Ryan Gosling.
Jeremy David.
Ooh,
They
Dog.
should
Ella
have
Enchanted
done
was good.
Ella Enchanted. Oh, I've never heard.
I
of
love that movie.
I love that movie.
Was that? It was
James
Anne Hathaway, wasn't it?
Yeah, Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Thank you. I haven't tried Venti, so I am curious too.
I'm curious about it. I actually really want to try it.
John Snowden, Barbie, but Lego Movie times Legally Blonde. Oh God.
I love Legally Blonde. I actually watched it
Me
the other
too.
night so I can compare it to this
It's
movie.
a great movie, right?
It's
It's not
such a
meant
good
for
movie. It's a good
everyone. I don't
message.
expect every man I've ever been with to know every word to Legally Blonde.
But most people, but I think if Legally Blonde came out today, everyone would be like, "This is woke feminist garbage, y'all." And I'm like, I don't think that's a woke feminist.
a woman
garbage
got
movie.
into Harvard and she likes to wear pink.
Yeah.
Spectral
Jesus.
is verifying the soap is great.
Legally Blonde was like one of the first movies where they could have absolutely pitted like the women all just against each other the whole movie, but they didn't do that. And that was so, I didn't realize how like important that was at the time. But like, 'cause
Me
that was every
neither. I
single
just
movie was,
liked it because
girls
I liked
against
the way it
girls.
looked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
funny because I was actually thinking about that about Barbie. Because one of the things I liked about the dialogue in the movie was like when the kids were sitting around the table and that one girl was like, they were when they met Barbie and she's like, I'm Barbie, and then they're all saying like, that one girl was like, I didn't like with dolls with hair, and the other one was like, I didn't like dolls or whatever, and then the other girl was like, I loved Barbie, and they all kind of looked at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a really interesting scene for me because it also
Yeah.
like really described feminism in general and how
Yes.
like you get alienated out of girls circles and stuff like that
Such a
because you
good
like a
scene.
certain
The
thing.
one that was quietly like, I loved Barbie, and then everyone's like, well, fuck you, exactly, for liking things.
Yeah, and then at the end when she was giving that speech that everyone's like, oh my god, such a feminist monologue, there was one part about it that I really liked that Ashton pointed out yesterday actually on Flashcast, which was she talked about how sometimes in like feminist groups that some women are deemed wrong and like you get outcasted as like, because women are always pitted against each other and everybody hates women. Men hate men or women, and women hate men. And it's just, I thought that was a really interesting like kind of correlation that they did to what feminism actually is. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but if you want to start thinking really deeply into what that movie's message was, I think some of it was actually like that feminism might not actually be
Goal of
great.
Feminism is not to unite. The goal of feminism is not like lovey-dovey, making things better.
And
It's about
not
breaking apart.
families or whatever. It's just like, hey, these things have that last monologue. That's what I think you were speaking on, right?
Yeah.
We all looked at each other like, holy fuck, they could have just ended the movie there. We
Mhm.
have
I
all
didn't like that
that
gynecologist ending. I was
That
like,
was
why
so
didn't she? What
unnecessary.
the fuck?
Like,
Like,
that
Were they
was
stretching
like,
for time? I thought it was long
yeah.
enough.
Because
It
I
was 2
thought
hours
she was
long.
walking in to become like the CEO of Mattel, and I was
Yeah,
like,
me
"Yay,
too.
that's good." And then it's like, "Hi, I'm
I
here
was
to see
over
my
it. Yeah.
gynecologist." I was like, "Huh?
Yeah, it was
Like,
stupid.
why? I don't.
Feminist doesn't have to be a feminism to me is just like common sense, just equality. If
Well,
a
it's supposed
feminist
to be.
in the new sense of the word is like we hate men and all men should die, then none of us would be existing, would we? So I don't know. To me, it's just like we can all just take people one-on-one.
At least you don't have a TV on your back. That's the takeaway.
Exactly.
I think one of the favorite things I've ever read about like feminism in general was actually from George Martin, who wrote Game of Thrones. But he's like, they're like, you always write such strong female characters. You know, how do you do that? And he's like, well, I've always thought of women as people. I love that so much because like that pretty much says it all. It's like just, you know, I've always considered women people, so there you go. That was pretty nice.
It's a very feminist thing to say.
Apparently.
It's not feminist. We're all sitting here. We all identify as women, correct?
Yes.
Then I would
maybe.
Then maybe it's just a woman thing to say.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree? We don't have to be afraid of saying it's like I don't know where that term like yes, it's a scary word like feminist. I don't consider myself a feminist. I'm just like I'm a chick. This is how I feel. That's it. I don't know.
I'm not a feminist with thoughts. I'm just a woman with thoughts. Thing.
Yeah, right.
Sounding freedom. I will definitely give you a review once I see it, but I just haven't.
It was
seen
good.
It yet.
It was good.
I'm hearing it's good.
I think I have to see it again. I'm gonna bring my
oh, good. You're starting to doubt your anti-soap philosophy. Get in there. Wash your butt.
The soap story art.
Get in there. I stopped calling myself a feminist when I realized that single word could, when that single word could mean 10 million, maybe like tell men 10 million.
Mean
things.
10 million things?
Could mean, yeah.
It can, right.
Yeah. It's, you shouldn't need to put on the like sweater of feminism to feel strong to get what you want in life. And I think it's like we should be post feminism at this point where it's like it's okay to be a girly girl or not, you know, just because you're not a girly girl doesn't mean you have to be trans. And I hope we are getting to a place where we're at over that too.
Yeah, it's like feminism is like should be over because it's like we achieved what we wanted to achieve, equality and whatever was achieved. Like, you know, it's
totally
just
agree
let's
with
move
you.
on. Let's move on to the next phase. Everybody needs to just move on with this.
We got it. Like, why is it such a scary word? But God, oh God, this Barbie movie, it's gonna fucking, oh God, all men are gonna die now. These women are gonna, God.
Let's move
put
on.
their pussies everywhere and wear pink and God, what's gonna happen? No, nothing's gonna happen. We're just like, we like this cute movie about, it's very aesthetically pleasing about Barbie, something we grew up with. Is that all right?
Okay, last super from James Shart. Ladies, remember at the beginning when there was the line about not having genitals? At the end, she goes to the gynecologist. You need female genitals for a gynecologist to do any good. Implications.
Yeah, like that's what I thought too. I thought it was a stupid joke. Like I went back to that moment where she was like, "We don't have genitals, and now I have a genital."
So important that they like needed to end the movie on that note.
That's Greta Gerwig, though. That's
that was
Greta
written
Gerwig.
for Amy
That's the only
Schumer,
thing
I swear.
that, like, it's like, all right.
Yeah, and those are the things that I'm like, that kind of was woke. Like that's weird.
That was written for Amy Schumer because she makes vagina jokes. That's her thing.
You're probably right about that. This was fun, guys, and I'm sorry if this was too much Barbie talk. I promise.
It's a very hot topic right now.
It's hot right now. We just saw it. I was wearing the same dress. Guys, come see me in Texas in a couple weeks. I'll be headlining in Austin August 9th at Roscoe's Comedy Club and August 11th in Houston at the Secret Group. Go to ChrissieMayr.com for tickets. Thank you for watching. Kiki.
Keanu Cast every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And you can find my dates. I'm going to be in Minnesota next month. It's Keanu C. Thompson. Thank you guys. Barbie was great to me. And if you didn't like it, I apologize for all men.
Amanda.
I do my Wicked World podcast twice a week on my YouTube, Thursday and Saturdays. And that's it. Find me there.
Popping her not wet spot. This is SimpCast.
Ah, wow.
Popping her SimpCast, Jerry. I get all my shows confused.
Too many.
Lauren.
I'm at some bitch I know on Twitter, but the I in bitch is a 1. Just find me there.
The one. Like, what do you pronounce bitch with a one?
It's like my 30th account, so that's where I am now.
I love it. Nina, thanks for jumping on, girl. Where can people find you?
Thank you for sending me the link. Always good to see you guys. And you can find me at Nina Infinity on my YouTube channel, Rumble, Nina7 Infinity on Twitter. And of course, tomorrow I'll be on Toxic Femininity at 8 Eastern on Midnight's Edge. We're going to be talking about the Barbie movie. So if you're interested. Yeah, Amanda's going to be there. Ashton, Venti's going to be on. So a bunch of the ladies will be there. Come hang out.
Venti liked it too.
Yeah, I heard. A lot of people are mad at her about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm just like I'm poised and I'm waiting for people to be mad at me because I liked it. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Well, you're on FMT,
I like it.
so people are going to be like,
give it Best Picture nominee for Best Picture. All the boy run media. If you hate me,
Best Picture. Wow.
Fine. Best Picture nominee.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Sometimes a doll's too small. Thank you guys for watching SimpCast. We appreciate you. Thank you for all your questions, comments, and we simp right on back for you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.